Good baseline.
And now I hand the mic over to Caleb.
Oh, yeah, man. What's going on?
What's going on, my friend?
Yeah,
How be
we're
you?
back. We're back. I'm here.
Hell yeah.
And I had a cold open idea.
Yes.
Oh, really?
So I didn't actually know you were going to be here.
Okay.
When I originally came up with this idea.
I'd be ghosting like that.
But Q, I have a question for you, my friend. So as someone who is about to start their own kind of collection of comics, what's like the top 3 omnis you think that every comics owner should have?
And here's the episode. Here's the fucking episode.
Ooh, the top 3.
I refused to tell him before we went on the air. Like, what
Oh my gosh.
Dude. Oh, dude.
Yeah,
Fuck,
so-
man.
All right, so the top 3 omnis
Fuck.
that everyone should own.
You can only, and I'm at a stipulation. You can
All
only
right.
use one Batman Omni. It can't be all.
Damn it.
Grant Morrison 1, 2, and 3 Batman.
Yeah, hey,
That's
hey,
a
moving
wrap.
on.
We'll see you guys next week for
Yeah.
the review of Black Panther.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. As I look around,
Yeah.
so thinking about not just for my own preference, but for what I think the general comic book reading audience would like.
Yeah, like the essential,
Yeah.
like you're gonna start your collection. You got to have these 3. Like if you walked in and somebody was like, "Yeah, man, I collect comics," and like these 3 omnis weren't on their shelves, you would immediately discredit them.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. So in terms of accessibility, popularity, and overall quality,
I have one suggestion. If I had to pick an Omni, one that I would personally want myself if I started collecting, I would go straight for the Batman Jeff Loeb Tin Cell Omni. That has too many money stories to ignore. Too much power.
That's a really good one.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's an excellent.
Aside from that, I have no idea. I am lost in the
I'm
woods.
assuming Hush is in there. So.
actually, Hush is not in there because he
Yeah.
wasn't drawn by Tim Sale.
Yeah.
Oh right, okay. I
yeah.
thought it might have been like anything that the 2 of them, like both of their works, but
Oh.
it's just the stuff that both of them together were.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is still an excellent collection.
Oh, yeah.
Oddly enough, Hush is not collected in any omnibus right now. Which surprises me. Oh, by the way, not to derail myself, and I'm surely not thinking of answers while I derail myself, but they actually just released another edition of Hush.
Really?
Yeah, and I had to like slap my hand, but I don't fucking need another Hush.
I know.
I
yeah.
don't.
How many Hushes do you have?
How many Hushes is enough Hush?
So I have 2. I have the black and white one.
Yeah.
Yep,
that you
that's a
gave
great
me.
one.
And then I have the colorized, like one of whichever one came out, like in the early 2000s or whatever.
Right.
So the standard?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, there's literally so many editions of Hush.
yeah.
yeah.
But okay, I would go with this. I would say.
I knew I was going to get with this.
Good say.
I knew I was going to get with this.
I would say you need the Ultimates Volume 1. That is, that's behind me down there. That one is an excellent read. You don't need any prior information. You don't need to read anything else. It's its own story. It is a fantastic story. If you like the Avengers movies, you will like that. It reads like a movie. And so many modern day elements from superhero movies comes, or specifically Marvel movies, comes from that run. It is fantastic, action-packed, beginning to end. You'll love it. I would also have to go with, oh man, this may be a bit of a hot take. I don't know. I'm gonna say go with the New 52 Justice League Volume 1. Again, if you want to be somewhat concurrent with the modern day product, and if you don't want to have to read anything prior, that is a good starting place.
Okay.
And regardless of what people say about the New 52, there were a lot of good stories in it, and that Justice League run was very good.
Justice League War is based off of that run.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite DC animated movies by far. I mean,
Cool.
It would probably be the top if some of the absolute classics like Under the Red Hood and whatnot didn't exist.
Yeah.
Or the one that you did to wrap that up, the Justice League Dark.
That was fantastic.
That was so good.
That was so
Dude,
good.
That was so good.
King Shark just running around just straight murdering people.
Was that Justice League Dark?
Justice League Dark Apocalypse War.
Yeah,
Yep,
there
it
okay,
is.
okay.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
thank
Because
you.
there was technically another Justice League Dark.
Yeah, and that was a really good one too.
Yeah, that was a really good one.
Yeah, that
And,
was money.
and at the end of that movie, like the Flash ran back in time, and then when he came back, he was Ezra Miller, and we were like, "Fuck!"
Oh shit! You gotta.
Damn it! Yeah.
And if I had to choose one more, this one may be a little bit cheating. Let me know.
Okay.
But I would actually say to just kind of differentiate it and give yourself something that is still good but different from what your common superhero stuff.
Sure.
I'm gonna say Big Damn Sin City.
Oh, dude, I
by
was thinking
Frank
that
Miller.
one.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. That's
Yeah.
not cheating at all. Purely based on the fact I was also thinking that. Dude, such a great story.
Yeah.
First off, Frank Miller's a great choice for a first Omni to put on a shelf. You know?
Right.
Very talented writer, very awesome writer, very unique as well.
Yeah.
And Big Damn Sin City is a powerful representation of that. So,
I mean,
plus, it's neutral. You don't need prior information. Read the fucking story. It's all included.
Yeah.
Right.
And plus, it's big, it's damned, and it's Sin City.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
What more do you need? So let me ask you this, Caleb. If you were to suddenly jump into comic books based off of what you see here or based off of what you would want, what would you choose?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I'll be honest. I don't know if there's like a fucking Nightwing omnibus, but if there is,
Right there.
Actually,
there-
yeah.
So that would be the very first thing that I would get. As a matter of fact,
The Prince of Gotham, then. Yeah.
I am. That will probably be the first thing I get, because Nightwing's my favorite superhero.
Hell yeah.
If
That's
you
your
guys
boy.
know that. So I also probably would grab the Ultimates too, because I've actually been meaning to read that run, and I'm embarrassed that I haven't.
Okay.
And man, I might have to go back. I might have to. I don't know. All of the Invincible stuff.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
You know, I've been meaning to read those too. Those are on my
So good.
TBR, which is to be read for those of the uninitiated. But I'm one of those people that just adds things to their TBR because so like collecting books, reading books, and adding things to your TBR are actually three completely separate hobbies.
They are.
A lot of people don't know that. So
I actually mentioned that. This is quite a fun segue. I mentioned that on an interview that Kevin and I did for another podcast called the Superhero Show. If you guys have not heard that, we definitely recommend you check out both their podcast as a whole and specifically the episode they were on. If you guys want to get more information about us, actually, I even dropped your name, Caleb. I say, we often have a third homie on by the name of Caleb, who says that collecting books and reading them are two completely different hobbies, and I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they definitely are.
it is interesting how you get a thrill from doing both of those.
yeah, and then adding stuff to your to be read is also a third completely unrelated hobby. So
Yes, it is.
because it's like, yeah, man, I'm really gonna read that. I definitely want to read that, and then about 10 years later, you're like, man, I really
I never did read that.
Right.
It's right there staring at me.
I'm starting to get to the point now where I'm so far behind reading what I collect that some of my stuff is still in like the wrap.
Yeah. It's like George R. R. Martin, like being an author and writing books are two different things.
They are.
Yeah.
God damn.
Because he definitely is an author, but
he
writing books
write,
is just
though?
not something that he's
Holy
really into.
shit.
Damn.
God damn. That was a wee bit savage.
All right. Shots fired.
Shots fired at poor George R.R. Hopefully he lives long enough to, finish at least one of the two books that he needs to write still.
He's probably listening to this podcast
I-
now because he's definitely not writing. So
Exactly. He's not writing, so he's doing something.
he's like, well, I'll really get around to writing this book, but I think I'm going to listen to every podcast on Google Podcasts first.
Just to set the mood.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Didn't he recently say that he was like what, 2/3 or somewhere along the way done?
He keeps saying that he's almost done with Winds of Winter, but he's been saying that for like 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You know how those pesky rewrites are.
I do, but he's not doing that. I mean, he's not doing
I mean, what's motivating him?
But I do appreciate
What's
the shout
motivating?
out.
Yeah.
I gotta listen to that interview for sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
hell yeah.
Such
yeah.
a fun episode. Yeah.
It was a very fun episode, and we went so long with poor Ryan that he cut it up into two. So be sure to check out the latest two episodes of the Superhero Show. Again, a very fantastic podcast. They cover actually every single superhero show on television.
Yep.
May the gods of the Marvel and DC universe bless them.
So
Yeah.
like they've
Because
watched,
heaven forbid we don't cover all that.
they watched every episode. They reviewed every episode of all the CW shows.
I believe so.
There was a point in time
How redundant.
there was a point in time where there were like 5 of those coming on at one time. So
No, what did Ryan say? He said at their most they covered 16 episodes of television a week.
What the fuck?
So did they just have like one episode where they talk
I
about
forgot
all
that.
of those?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was like, if you're putting out 16 podcast episodes a week,
Holy shit! No,
I mean, I struggle to get one out.
Right.
Which, by the way, you can go check out our review of the season finale, House of the Dragon. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we did a nice video review of that for Entertainment Involved, and it was fantastic. So go check that out, and you can watch it over and over again while you wait 2 years for the next season to come out.
I completely agree with everything he just said. That was an extremely fun episode to record, by the way. And thank you again for having me on.
Yeah, it was great. And if you listen to that or watch it, fun fact, everyone but me was pretty much drunk by the end of it.
I mean, hell, think about it this way. If you live in Westeros, you don't have a whole lot of hobbies. And so getting drunk is one of the ones that is least likely to get you killed, actually.
That's
This is
true.
true. This is true, especially in that setting.
Yeah. Don't give birth to any children and don't fight in any wars.
Get riggedy wrecked and don't play the Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And if you do have any kids, make them fight to the death in a child fighting ring.
Hell
Yes,
yeah.
that's also what we learned.
Hell yeah.
And also send your smallest, youngest, most innocent child to go deliver a message
On the
that
back
is
of a
that is
fucking
spoiler
dragon.
alert that is that may or may not encounter severe danger.
That's true. The ultimate catch me outside.
What a fucking...
Check out House of the Dragon, guys. And also, again, check out an Evolve review, Entertainment Evolved. The latest episode was an extreme extravaganza, 4-man review of House of the Dragon finale. Again, awesome shit. And thank you, Caleb, for hosting that and for putting all that together.
Well, and we're like our next episode that we're going to do is actually like the elements of a protagonist.
Yes.
And you're going to join me for that.
I will.
Yeah, so that's going to be fun times.
yeah.
That will be a lot of fun. I've already been brainstorming, like, who would I put on the list according to the categories that you set up there. Looking forward to it. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. So we kind of broke down like elements of a great protagonist into like 3 categories. So like relatability to the reader,
Check.
and then like a struggle that they have to overcome,
Okay.
and then like
Okay.
a sense of morality. So
Yeah.
like an excellent protagonist would have like all 3 of those things.
Bet. Okay.
And
Cool.
then they all pretty much have some degree of at least one of them.
Right. At least one, if not a little bit into another one too.
And if they don't, then they're probably terrible. So
They're probably shit.
yeah, you probably could think of at least I don't know one, right off the top of your head. So
Yeah, I mean, it would take like a captain of something marvelous to accomplish a feat quite like that.
Yeah, man.
yeah, it would. It would. I
yeah.
see what you did there. That was clever.
We do have
Some more. Fuck, man.
some more fuck, don't we all?
But I did task him with coming up with a character that personifies each one of those 3 categories. So
That's fair.
gave the man a little homework.
Hell yeah, and I'm
I
really
gotta stop thinking because I'm already like, oh yeah, I know which ones. And nope.
yeah. Then see, that's what I did too.
Yeah.
yeah.
This episode will just turn into that episode.
Right.
Basically.
And then, well, I just have to come over to my podcast and do a preview.
There you go.
This will be 3 hours.
We do have a little bit of housekeeping news to do here. First of all, we start off with a new review that we got. This is from Alien Ants. Yes, not to be confused with Alien Ant Farm.
I was just thinking that.
I was thinking Answer Myers Johnson.
Nah. Aunt Mize Johnson. I cannot see, but Aunt Mize is more attractive than that. So I can't see. Are the deals good? I don't know. I think they're good. I think that's pretty fair.
And now the review has just suddenly changed that he gave us. Wow, that's
right?
yeah.
And down to 1 star.
Wouldn't be the first time.
What's on with this review?
All right, it is titled "Hilarious Homies." Gave us 5 stars.
Hell yeah.
The superhero homies and guest homies will keep you entertained and up to date on all the latest comic news.
Wait, did he type that out twice?
No, he did not.
Oh,
No.
damn it. Oh, that would make me so happy.
But it's in my contract to say comic news whenever it's presented like that.
This is fair. I'm glad you remembered.
The balance of fun conversations and detailed discussions gets me through the work week. And thank you for that, Alien Ants.
Yeah.
Much
Awesome
appreciated.
I really like the shout out to the guest homies.
Yeah, he gave a shout out to the guest homies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's actually a first on the reviews.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to chastise him about that. And
We putting in work over here. By the guest homies, he meant Oz.
right. Yeah, he actually said specifically just only Oz.
Yeah, the guest homies and then parentheses actually just the homie Oz.
There's actually a footnote at the end of the review. You have to like scroll down. It says "fuck Caleb."
Yeah, don't have that guy on anymore.
Oh shit. But he also hit us up in a message. I'll go ahead and say this much. I believe his real name is Craig. Shout out to you, Craig. And he had a request from us as well. He says, like many fans, I've loved the movies, but you guys got me into comics. And you have recommended some phenomenal stories that I've thoroughly enjoyed. So he is, he says he would appreciate it if we did an episode on the newer MCU heroes and some comic stories that might end up on the big screen. That is a very intriguing idea, one that I'm definitely down to do.
I remember reading that message, and I've been thinking about it since. Yeah.
I mean, just off the top of the head, so here's the fun thing, like the funny fact about this, like a very interesting yet inevitable, difficult discussion that we're going to have on this podcast is...
I don't think we will have to. Nope.
Oh, no, got to do it. And that is the fact that at some point in time, much sooner than later, oh my gosh, we're going to have to do some intense research to truly get to the bottom of and explain the being that is Kang the Conqueror, and some of his many stories with the Avengers and the Fantastic Four. I mean, he is such a complex, dare I say, convoluted character, whether it be Kang the Conqueror or Immortus or Ramatut or Iron Lad or Nathaniel or Richards, whatever you want to call him, whichever incarnation. Yeah, he who remains.
Wow.
Whatever incarnation it is, we are going to have to break him down very soon, actually. So
say that.
So definitely look forward to that one. Also, one that we'll have to discuss from like a different aspect would be Secret Wars, because we know that there will be a Secret Wars Avengers movie.
This is fair.
Yeah. And now the question is, which Secret Wars is the MCU going to adapt? My guess is an amalgamation of maybe all of them.
I would even go so far to say that as far as like the big name stories they've tried to adapt, I bet we see the most differentiation. That's a long word from the pages on this one, because I don't think I think as the MCU becomes longer and becomes its own canon, it becomes harder and harder to adapt what's on the page. Because you have to also adhere to
your own lore.
91 movies of MCU canon.
That, and also the fact that now they've done so, and that's actually interesting to bring up, because it brings up a thought that I have not had before said comment, where it's like, technically, any micro change eventually leads to another micro change or a change, just like a normal bigger change, and then eventually a big deal change. And now it's like, well, we've made so many changes, there's no way, unless we just do a fucking remake, that we can go back and say, Secret Wars, here's a canon straight from the pages. Because at this point, it's like, oh, wait, no, that conflicts with this change we made, and that change we made, and this little change, and that change we made.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Got a domino effect.
Yeah.
Them having like Tony Stark and Captain America removed from the equation. Tony Stark in a much more permanent situation, whereas like they could go get Steve from the past if they wanted to, but those two major changes alone, those are going to send massive shockwaves throughout like the entire rest of the canon.
I'm sure when Disney figures out how to clone and then enslave actors and make them play that role forever and ever for the rest of their clone lives.
That's true.
Yeah, we'll probably get that, But as of right now, Chris Evans, fuck, man, that's a long time to be under the Disney roof.
I mean, in our lifetimes, we are going to see a situation, and this is a fucking sidebar from hell, but we're going to see a situation where an actor will sell their digital likeness to be digitally recreated.
Oh, that's scary.
In perpetuity, probably.
Mark Hamill might be the first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm completely all right with that. They have to have enough voice work from him over the years to where he could just keep being the Joker and Luke Skywalker in perpetuity.
He gets a check in the mail. Yeah. Oh, what movie is this for? Oh, I was in that? Okay, good.
The awesome thing about that, though, is that even besides like all the residual checks that I'm sure he's going to get, even after his passing, his family would continue to, assumably get residual checks under those type circumstances.
His grandchildren are okay at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like they're fit for life.
Right.
Yeah.
Grandpa's fucking Luke Skywalker. Like.
Yeah. Wow, Grandpa is fucking Luke Skywalker? Jesus. He should be getting a check.
The Force is very strong with that one. Yeah.
But to go back off of something that you said earlier, Caleb, about how it gets harder for the MCU to more accurately adapt from the pages. Yeah. I actually want to give props to something that maybe on Mike I haven't really given that much props to, and that is Civil War, the movie. Because, for all of the things I think the movie could have done better or could have stuck to their guns with, I really, really enjoyed that first act because, let me put it like this real quick. If you look at the Civil War comic book, the big things that happen is that you have a group of undertrained young superheroes, the New Warriors.
Yeah, like a B-rate team.
Yeah, and they, in order to try to like kind of recapture, remind people who they are, they have their own little reality TV show that they set up with kind of like cops, and they go and they attack the group of supervillains. And the fight spills out into a schoolyard, and one of these supervillains is no pushover. He's Nitro, the same guy who essentially killed the OG Captain Marvel. And Nitro has this ability where he can detonate himself, causing a huge explosion. He does so, and he kills 600 people, including a lot of children, men, and women. You look at the Civil War movie, it's completely different, but they keep the essence the same, which is what I'm always looking for. In the Civil War movie, you have Scarlet Witch, who's the youngest, most inexperienced person on that Avengers team, try to stop Crossbones, who has a bunch of bombs strapped to his chest, and he's going to blow himself up, killing a bunch of men, women, and children. Right. And in her attempt to stop him, she kind of fumbles, and the explosion goes off anyway, killing a bunch of people. Yep. And now, instead of the Superhero Registration Act, we have the Sokovia Accords, which kind of focuses the same way.
Which is a cool name.
Yeah. And so we end up having, different events, but the same kind of thing happens that get us to the same results.
Right.
So I think that if the MCU can continue that kind of creative energy, then they can make changes as long as they adhere to what the story is trying to tell.
In which comic book were the Skrull turned into good guys?
Okay, guys. I'm trying to be an optimist here.
That's good because when he's done answering that question, I want him to recant his favorite Riri Williams comics.
Oh, yeah.
So we can start digging into those. That's a new MCU character.
He's talking about post Black Panther 2. Yeah, he said that in the comment. I forgot to read it.
Okay, so after Black Panther 2. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought maybe that might lead us right into tonight's episode.
Nope. Believe it or not, not even a joke. I have 0 notes on Riri. I had 0 plans to talk about her tonight.
That's weird, man. Did she know she was in the movie? That's crazy.
What?
Yeah.
We already had an Iron Man, though.
Brother, funny enough, just to testify how much you and I often think alike.
Yep.
I was thinking about this particular episode because I knew we were going to do a preview. And I didn't have shit. I didn't think shit for her. Not at all. I was literally just like, all right, well, Riri's in the movie. So moving on to Shuri. I literally had nothing. Yeah.
They, elephant in the room, they have an opportunity to pull a Kamala Khan and drastically make a better character than was on the pages. It's a low bar.
But she also, we're getting ahead of ourselves here, but I will go ahead and say this. Riri Williams has an extreme obstacle that Kamala Khan does not have. Whose shoes are Kamala Khan filling in the MCU?
Right, yeah.
That's true.
As a matter of fact, she's the, there's 2 Marvels cooler than Carol.
Right.
One's a little kid. And actually, to Carol, both of them are basically little kids because she met Monica as a little kid. So,
Yeah. There is one more thing here, and by the way, again, shout out to you, Craig. Thank you for
Hell yeah.
for your kind review and also for your recommendation. We will definitely be sure to get on that, my friend. So just hang tight. We're looking forward to doing that one. Also, there is another homie, Joseph. Not the same Joe who's been on the podcast. This is a different Joseph here. He also reached out to us with a recommendation as well.
Yeah.
He says, with so much news lately, Ant-Man 3 trailer, James Gunn heading up the new DCEU, Vision Quest, Guardians 3 trailer, and a bunch of other shit, you guys should do a comic news episode. Comic news. And you're absolutely right. We are, huh?
I'm glad you adopted that.
I started it. The fuck?
No, I started it.
No, you did not.
Fuck. Oh, wait a minute. Okay.
You did the da-da-da-da, and I always did the comic. We have a person who can vouch for that.
That is actually a thing, and Kevin would do the little like musical bit, which I actually
okay,
also
that
really
I believe
like.
with. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you
because
for not trying to.
every time.
It's always the white man trying to steal the white man's thunder. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, no, I like the.
Excuse me, I see your colony over there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He tried to take the comic news from me.
But that's true. Yeah.
Okay.
That's true.
Well, no. Thank you, because I genuinely believed that. But then, Caleb, you did refresh my memory, so I will testify. No, Q. You had the comic news, and I had the do.
Let me butt in there for a second though, and just clarify.
Put that butt in.
The DCEU is dead. The DC universe. Is
Yes.
Yes, DC Universe.
Cheers.
I'll drink
long,
to that.
Long
Yes.
live the
Drink to that
DCU.
shit.
Yeah, give me
Yes,
some
that's
cheers.
Absolutely.
Right. Yes.
That is correct. And to the homie Joseph here, that is also a very good recommendation. One that is overdue.
Yeah.
So yeah, we would definitely also get on that as well. There's a lot of new news to cover. There's a lot of stuff coming out, and new news, and every day it's like we're getting something new. And so like my list of shit that I take notes in to remember to talk about is ever growing. So definitely, Joseph, thank you for that, and look forward to that comic news episode coming soon.
And also know, as soon as they record the episode you're asking for, some stuff will happen. As a matter of fact, the day the James Gunn announcement came out, I was like, I wonder if they recorded an episode yesterday.
It happens every time.
Every fucking time. Yep.
Oh my gosh.
It really does. Like last time you guys recorded an episode, and then like 9 MCU films got pushed back or something.
Yeah, and I was like, motherfucker, God.
Horrible timing.
Can't win for losing. I blame Victoria Alonso.
I will say though, not to go into it, but that Ant-Man trailer, I'm more hyped for that movie than I have ever been for an Ant-Man film.
I am skeptical.
I think that's the idea, though.
I'm skeptical too.
I am skeptical.
But
as fuck.
I've never been hyped for the other two.
No.
Like, the other two, I was like, okay, they're gonna come out with an Ant-Man movie. I'll watch it, and I'll probably be about the same as I was when I went into it when I leave.
Yeah, I've kind of turned the corner on Ant-Man 1.
I like Ant-Man 1.
Yeah,
No.
I
But
don't.
Ant-Man 2 is
Wait, are you finally with me? You finally team Kevin on Ant-Man 1?
No. I'm
do you mean no?
the other way.
No.
Ant-Man 1's a
What?
solid
You liked
flick,
it
bro.
before. Now, no, what the fuck?
solid flick, man.
Yeah, like
We're not talking about... Guys, we have a whole nother movie
It's
talking
got
to.
Thomas the Tank Engine in it. You can't hate on Thomas the Tank Engine.
I don't give a fuck about Thomas the
Shining Town
Tank
Station,
Engine.
motherfucker.
it's like the problems are like the weak villain, and yeah, it's kind of a cookie cutter plot.
Thank you.
But
But it's mid.
other
I
than
mean,
that, like, I mean, we actually have a really good protagonist in that. He's very smart. They play up to his pros. He's not just a comedic goofball. They acknowledge what he's good at. We get awesome fight scenes in that movie. And, I mean, yeah, and like the comedic bits work in Ant-Man 1. Ant-Man 2, not much of anything works. But
It's straight garbage.
yeah.
He's got Morpheus in it. That's about the only thing I can tell you that's cool.
As an evil giant man, we need to talk about it. We haven't talked about that enough either.
Right.
Anyways,
We digress.
yeah, we digress.
29-minute cold open.
Right. So now that we're like 30 minutes into the episode,
Right.
This is what I bring to the show, folks. Derailing the
Into an episode regarding a movie that is already 2 hours and 40 minutes in and of itself.
yes.
Yes.
Homies, one and all, welcome back to the Superhero Homies podcast. My name is Quentin, and as always, I am here with the homie Kayla Kevin.
Ah,
Is that
Kevin.
Is
that's our couple name, I
that our
guess.
couple
yeah,
name?
that's our couple name. Kayla Kevin. Wait,
Kevin.
what'd you say? Kayla Kevin?
Yeah, Kayla Kevin.
Well, no.
No, he doesn't get his whole name in it.
No, that's unfair.
It has to be like Kalen or like
Calvin.
That works actually.
Yeah, right. There you go.
Both get 3 letters.
Hell yeah, give me some love.
Yeah, boom.
Fuck yeah, it's
Yeah.
happening.
Shipping it now.
Boom, done. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is up? How we doing?
Caleb, my brother, thank you for joining us again on another episode, my friend.
Yeah, man, I'm glad to be here. We're gonna talk about some cool ass shit tonight. We already have actually.
Yeah.
Indeed.
But I'm really hyped for this movie. I think it is. It's either gonna be the nail in the coffin for Phase 4 or the redeemer of Phase 4. I think.
I feel like part of their intention, ironically, is for this movie to be a nail in the coffin.
Well,
right.
It is going to end the phase one way or the other.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, it's this movie has a lot of ability to determine the taste we have in our mouths going into Phase 5. Is what I'm saying. Like,
I was about to say, I don't foresee it being so amazing that it's going to redeem all of Phase 4, because a lot of Phase 4 has just been that sour.
right.
Yeah. But I see what you mean, where it's like this movie could really hype it up, and it's like at least we left on a powerful note, or it's going to be some dog dookie on the front doorstep. One of the two.
Yeah, I mean, like if the only if this movie is tremendous, then Phase 4's got at least like 3 bangers, and that being like Spider-Man, this movie, and What If. Like that's I can live on 3. I can survive.
Yeah, that is a very interesting thing that you bring up, because it hasn't been lost on a lot of MCU fans, about like the state of Phase 3. It hasn't been lost on Kevin Feige either. I believe he's even spoke on it 2 degrees. But the thing about Black Panther 2 is that for so many reasons, they need this movie to be a really, really big success. I don't think that the MCU has ever had like a financial failure, and I don't think that's going to be the case here. Yeah. But for the MCU, it's not about them losing money. It's about them losing the grace with the audience.
Right.
Because over the first 12 years, they built up so much good faith and goodwill with the fan base. And for the past 2 years, they've been kind of reaching into their savings account and spending that good grace to a degree.
Right.
Yeah. And so with Black Panther 2, we get something that is, a bit of an end of an era where, again, this is a preview episode, guys, for Black Panther 2, so there will be no spoilers because we don't know anything. I promise you we don't know anything. Killer, do you know anything?
Yeah, man. So, I've been helping Kevin Feige write this
Oh,
one,
shit.
So,
And you didn't say not one thing to me?
Nah, man, because it was in my contract that I couldn't come on the podcast and say anything about it. So,
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah, so...
but understandable.
And then I got fired because, I'm helping them cast the next Batman movie. But anyway, what you were saying?
Yeah, please get fired from that as well.
Hot
damn. So with Black Panther 2, with this preview, I figured we'd go ahead and start it off with the bang here. Let's go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room. No more T'Challa. They are moving on from T'Challa. And so kind of my first question to you guys regarding that is, where do you guys stand on them not recasting T'Challa, and what are the potential pros and cons?
You've heard my opinion, so Caleb, I'm going to give you the floor, because the homies and you both have heard my opinion, where I'm like, that's stupid. Yeah, like what the fuck?
All right, so I will dissent. So here's the thing, man. I think it's either way for me. Like I can see the pros and the cons of it. Until I see the final product, Ryan Coogler has enough credit with me that I will trust his direction on this. And really the rest of the cast as well, because the cast is incredibly strong. I think ensemble wise, it's probably one of the best casts of any of the different movies, other than maybe like No Way Home or I really can't think of another like one of the main franchises that has a better cast, like maybe Thor at one point, like early Thor.
Right.
But man, I can see it either way. Like if like Chadwick Boseman is T'Challa for a lot of people, and I think I am one of those people. I don't really want to see somebody else embody them. I think that if someone else were to step into those shoes, they have a nearly impossible set of shoes to fill. I would feel really horrible for whoever that person is. Do I want to see the character of T'Challa like continue on? Absolutely. But I think kind of like what you were talking about earlier, like kind of what they did with Civil War, they have an opportunity now to carry the essence of T'Challa forward, and that character just isn't going to be named T'Challa. And, you know, whether we love it or hate it, we can't really say one way or the other, like, what would have been the best outcome. Mm-hmm. Like, if they recast and we hate him, like, they could have got Liam Hemsworth, for instance.
That would be God a fucking so many reasons.
See, this could go terribly.
Damn. I think Ryan Coogler would walk off set.
Black Panther.
Yeah. So you know, there's several levels of this. Like they could recast it and it could be terrible. And I think that's a worse. I think that's harder to recover from than just not recasting them and kind of making this movie kind of about the loss of that character. But what it's going to come down to ultimately, though, is the execution of this movie. Like, sell me on a T'Challa-less like Wakanda and a franchise that doesn't have him at the helm of it. That's what they have to do with this movie, and that's one of the many hurdles that they have to overcome with this.
Very true.
Yeah.
Let's get your thoughts, Kevin. What do you think, man?
So, I mean, I'm of the same boat that I've been in this whole time. Ever since the announcement when they first shared such news after the unfortunate passing of Chadwick Boseman, may he rest in peace. I think I see their side of the argument where it's like, yes, we're going to pay respects and we're not gonna recast his character. We're gonna let Chadwick's memory continue on, you know. And admittedly, this being, as to my knowledge, the first major character in the MCU to have passed away in the middle of their contract, in the middle of their time frame being with the MCU, i.e., as a main superhero, they handled it in the way that they thought best. You know, and I can understand that. I can see their side of the coin. But on the other side of that, I hear what you're saying too, Caleb, and I agree with everything you said. But it's like, I don't see how that continues to pay respect. Like, I get it. It's kind of like, say, if my woman was cheating on me, right?
Oh, shit, my bad, man.
Yeah, nah, you good. And that's a bad example. Yeah, that's a bad example. Let's say that I broke up with my girl, right? Hypothetically, and you know, shit was all done. It would look bad as fuck if she found out I started dating another chick not a week later. And I get that. Don't replace them too soon. It's not been too soon. It's healthy now to move on. That relationship is kind of, we get it. You gave it enough reverence and time. Now I feel like would be a good time in order to fulfill the mantle. Because you're not replacing Chadwick. You're just getting another Black Panther, you know.
You hit the nail on the head for me right
yes,
there.
thank you.
And that's kind of something that not to dovetail the conversation already, but like,
please,
I don't like the marketing for this movie simply because they are conflating T'Challa with Chadwick, and I'm like, T'Challa is a very important fictional character, but Chadwick is a real man with a family who meant a lot to a lot of people. Chadwick has done so much more than, you know, Black Panther. He's played real Black heroes. I mean, he's played Jackie Robinson.
Excellent movie.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen 42, incredible film.
Yeah. He's played Thurgood Marshall. I mean, he's even played James Brown. I mean, he's played some iconic Black figures. And, I mean, he's just he's an actor's actor.
Yeah.
And so while, again, like I'm going to echo what the both of you said, I do understand that Marvel is in a very difficult position right now. But using this movie as a memoriam for both Chadwick and T'Challa, I think that either purposely or inadvertently, they are conflating the two into being one. And that almost conditions the fan base to view Chadwick as simply T'Challa and that there can never be another.
Right.
And Chadwick's brother, Derek, has even come out and said that he doesn't think his brother would want the role to die with him. He thinks that his brother sees the importance of the character and would want it to go on.
Right.
And I would like to think that Chadwick is a selfless person too, because I don't think that Chadwick was a selfish person. I don't think that he would want the role of T'Challa to go to the grave with him.
Right.
I think he wanted to carry on because he saw how important this role was.
Speaking on that too, actually, and just to testify to what you're saying, because that's a very good point too, where it's like the movie makers over at Marvel are confusing the two and really rolling them into one personage. Do we know how Black Panther passed away?
We don't.
know.
We do. Okay.
I've heard rumors, but I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. I think I've heard rumors too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're going to give him the same death as Chadwick Boseman. If that's the case, it's like, okay, no, this is a direct example of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
They're confusing the two. Yeah.
I really hope that's not the case, because that actually doesn't make any sense.
It wouldn't, because it's like, dude, this is Wakanda.
It
They're
can't
not
be
going to
disease.
hog the cure.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't. Yeah.
They're so far ahead of us that it's like, if they don't have a cure, then we are fucked.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If they don't have a cure, then there ain't one.
Yeah. Like.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what's his name? The guy that gets shot in the first of the white guy.
In the first
First Black Panther movie. I can't think of his name.
talking about Claw?
No,
bad guy,
the
or-
other white guy in the movie.
Morgan Freeman's. Oh, not Morgan Freeman. Morgan.
I was like, Morgan Freeman.
Oh, Martin.
Martin
Freeman.
Freeman.
yeah.
Everett Ross.
Everett Ross. Yeah.
Yeah, he gets shot in the spine, and like the next day, he's just cool. Like,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I mean-
Shuri's like, oh, whatever. It's a boo-boo. Here you go.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm gonna put this little vibranium ball in the gunshot wound with the bullet still in there.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna be good tomorrow. You're gonna feel better than you did today.
It's going to use the bullet to make tissue somehow. Fucking alchemy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, there's no way it can be like a disease or anything like that. I mean, it just can't,
No.
it just can't be, unless they're gonna pull some like Goku nonsense where it's like some crazy disease that like just never been seen on
Right.
Earth.
Right.
Like Thanos came to Earth with like a fucking like nebula cold or something from like the outer rim. And like we
This
have
is
no
space.
defenses
This is a
against-
space cancer ray.
Yeah.
So let me throw this out there. And by the way, I think there's zero chance of this being the case.
Okay.
But, so just humor me for a second here, guys. So we know that in the battle in Endgame that both T'Challa and Shuri show up to fight. What if he dies in that battle?
Well,
The problem is we see him in the funeral, right?
we see him.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I actually pitched this on air on this podcast. My preferred way to do it would be like, and due to the way House of the Dragon ends, it would be poorly timed. But there's no way they could have known that.
Yeah.
But I would totally love to see a situation where he ends up in a fight with Namor, and Namor does not intend to kill him, but that's how it happens. He ends up dying, like maybe like a building falls on him, or whatever. And that could ignite the war
Right.
between the two peoples. I think that's but they would have to play it really well at showing that Namor did not intend for this to happen. And of course the Wakandan people in character, like in the story, are not going to believe that shit.
Right.
You killed our fucking king.
Right.
You know, and honestly, I think that's a great way to play it. It's a great way to play Namor as a sympathetic character, while still understanding why the protagonists in the film see him as a like evil villain. That's how I would go with it, but I don't think they're going to do it.
Yeah. Truth be told, I don't know how they handle this, and I don't know how they explain it either. How or why he's gone now. But it'll be interesting nonetheless.
How pissed would you guys be if they just don't?
I'd be pretty upset.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
honestly.
about to say, like, yeah.
Like that's like the worst way they could go.
Right. Yeah, they've got to go with something.
Yeah, I'll take the space cancer over
Yeah, over
just
nothing.
nothing. Yeah.
Okay, so let me start off with. Let me ask you guys this question too here. For you guys, what does this movie need to do in order to be a success? Not financially, because it'll be a financial success no matter what. But in terms of quality, what do you guys think it needs to do to be a great movie?
Well, first and foremost, it has to honor Chadwick, but also move us forward. at the same time.
Agreed, bro. Get out of my brain. I was just thinking the same thing.
I just pulled
Give
it.
me some more love, bro. That's that Calvin for you.
Yeah, we were vibing tonight.
Fuck
bro.
yeah, dude.
We are vibing.
Let's drink some more.
Yeah, it's just a liquor. No, I think they have to. I think they have to move the story forward. I think we have to see an evolution of Wakanda, of the culture there, of the people there. This war with Atlantis or whatever. We got to see all this go forward. But at the same time, they have to honor Chadwick, but not make the movie about that. Mm-hmm. They have such a narrow line they have to walk with this. There's a large ensemble of characters that people really like. We have to get caught up with all those characters, and they got to give them some screen time. And then, obviously, the thing that they really have to nail on top of all that is who's going to be the new Black Panther, if there's only one,
right?
And making that feel earned and putting the franchise on that mantle on them.
Yeah,
because it's not just the suit they got to wear; they got to carry the franchise too.
Right. Black Panther was set up to be the guy in the MCU.
Yeah.
He was going to be like next up.
They really got fucked because their intentions of replacing the big three, which was Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor. They wanted to replace Thor with Captain Marvel.
I'm sorry.
Best joke all night.
Oh shit.
They wanted to replace Cap with T'Challa.
Right.
And then they wanted to replace Iron Man with
Doctor Strange.
Yeah. And well, two of those would have worked out really well. Actually, all three of them could have worked out really well before they cast who they cast.
Yeah.
For Captain Marvel and botched that one.
Right.
But it's like, at the end of the day, they literally just came out with Doctor Strange. And while, Multiverse of Madness, I think, is a good movie, I don't think
it didn't do a whole lot to catapult him, in my opinion, to that type of position.
Right. It definitely showed that he could carry a movie, and we got these awesome uses of his powers and stuff. And I really liked a lot of. I mean, I've seen that movie 3 or 4 times. I like it.
Yeah.
But I don't love it. Like it didn't do a whole lot to catapult the story of the MCU forward, and that's one of the biggest complaints of Phase 4 in general. Mm-hmm. So, is this movie going to shoulder that weight too? I don't think we're going into this movie expecting that. But I mean, shit, if it wants to do it for bonus points, I'm there.
So at the end of this, we will talk about some rumors here, and I want to put this at the end just in case these rumors turn out to be true. Again, there's zero basis for this, but I'm going to put it at the end anyway, just in case. This is one of the Hail Marys I throw out there that ends up being actually fucking true.
In case our rumor eggs become spoiler chickens.
Right. I think for me, what this movie has to do to be good, and again, like I do like what you said there, Caleb, because it's like, this movie does have to juggle a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, because you're right, it does have to say goodbye to Chadwick in a very respectful way and manner. It has to say, or I should say, it has to say goodbye to T'Challa as well. And it does have to pass the mantle down to another Black Panther, and it does need to be earned. I think that it better just fucking be one. I don't want to see more than one Black Panther.
No.
If
the Panther family.
There would not be a goddamn Panther family.
The Panther Pack.
Right. Oh, shit.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no.
I got nervous when I heard you say that, Caleb. I was like, with the Black Panther, if there's the one, it's like, wait, what the fuck? What'd you say?
It's the Panther Patrol.
No.
So this is something that we talked about this off mic, Caleb, about how we talked about I said I was kind of worried because, like, I don't know, it's something about that second trailer where we see who we presume to be Shuri in the Black Panther outfit, and I'm like, they got something else up their sleeve.
Right.
And
That's too easy.
It's too easy, right? And I'm like, I don't like that.
It's too easy, and I hate that I'm making this joke. I do not mean it as a joke. It's too easy, and it would be too good.
Right.
It would be right to the pages.
Yeah.
And Marvel lately has been like, nah, fuck the pages. We're going to do this. I'm like, no. Maybe you shouldn't.
They're like, hey, Kevin Feige, you see what's in this comic book? And Kevin Feige's like, I'm walking here.
It's like that meme from what is it? Oh man, Mordecai and Rigby. What's the name? name of that show. You watch it all the
Yeah,
time.
the regular show,
regular
bro.
show. Yeah,
Dude.
fucking regular.
Hell yeah, I watch that
it's,
shit.
It's like that meme where like one of them is trying to hold out a flyer and the guy just matrixes.
That's a hilarious scene too, because he literally is like walking with the suitcase,
Right, and just limbos right under where they're trying to present this
like
guy.
perfectly, zero effort. Yeah.
You gotta wonder if I don't know. Like, I feel like I would hope that Kevin Feige and Ryan Coogler both like put all of their energy into this. Like, like if anything is gonna be good, it has to be this.
Yeah.
Like, they knew that No Way Home was in the bag. Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna. I mean, when Andrew and Toby came back, that's it. Like, they could have fucked it up. They didn't.
Yeah.
But they
They
could
didn't,
have, and it
thankfully.
still would have been.
And then they
success.
told a good story on top of the casting.
Right. Yeah. It wasn't just mindless cameos.
Right.
You know, and we would have been going ape shit for mindless cameos is the thing. I hate to admit it.
It's true.
But for this, man, it's got to carry this like crazy like emotional tone. Like, so much of this is going to be on the writing, so much of this is going to be on the cast. Can they tell a compelling story? I mean, we know from the trailers that the cinematography is on another level. It may be the best cinematography in the MCU, if not in cinema right now, from just what's in the trailers.
I got to be honest. I felt that way, and Kevin, you might hate me for saying this, but I think
How dare you.
I think Avatar's going to say, "Hold my goddamn scuba diver gear."
No, fuck that. They took them 12 years to make that movie, and it doesn't look as good as this one.
I disagree, but we'll move on.
I don't know, man. Like, Avatar just doesn't excite me. I'm just kind of like, all right, cool.
I know.
If you got to see it in IMAX 3D for it to be a fucking movie, then it's not that great. It's more of a Avatar 1.
It's more of a sight.
Yeah, Avatar.
A sight to behold.
I went to see Avatar 1.
We're talking about like the visuals though, right?
Right,
now.
but I saw Avatar 1
Yeah.
in IMAX 3D. It's the only way I've ever watched it. It's the only way I ever planned to watch it because I could just watch Fern Gully. But, you know, it's more of an amusement park ride. It's more of a roller coaster. It's not... I don't want to be a dickbag and be like, it's not cinema. But, you know...
Yeah, you can't say that to James Cameron.
Yeah, well, James Cameron says it to me, so fuck you, it's not cinema. I just think... I think Way of Water doesn't look as good to me
Okay.
as the cinematography in this movie.
Okay.
Cool.
And it didn't take them $1 billion in 11 years to make this film.
I mean, they use real water anyway, but we'll move on.
Honestly, I mean, bro, you can quote me on this. It's like I don't really have an opinion on Avatar 2 because it doesn't excite me. I just don't give a fuck.
I mean, and that's fine, but I'm just saying the movie
It's like
looks
if someone,
incredible.
if you brought out to me a fancy ass key lime pie, I'd be like, I'm not that crazy about key lime pie. Sure, I'm sure it's tasty. Thanks.
He'd be like, but this is the best key lime pie. Like, I brought this shit from, like, France or wherever that
Yeah,
make
it
key
took
lime
me
pie.
12 goddamn hours to make this pie. It's like, why did it take you so long? But
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool. Whatever.
I'd be like, well, I'll try it. And that's kind of how I'm about Avatar. It's like, I don't want to be there opening night.
Yeah, I think the same way that like you feel about Ryan Coogler, I also feel about Ryan Coogler, but I feel the same way about James Cameron. Like, if you make Terminator 2, you can make whatever. You can make a fucking person taking a shit, and I'd be like, this is going to be fucking incredible.
Well, he distanced himself
That
from Dark
shit,
Fate
though?
real fast, though, didn't he?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I
What are
mean,
we doing?
He was like, yeah, man, I'm working on this Dark Fate movie. And then he was like, never mind.
yeah, yeah, because he's James fucking Cameron. Like, nope, can't have my name attached to this shit.
This is James Cameron, who comes out with movies that are purely spectacle and then sits around and talks about how, like, the MCU is not real cinema. He can fuck right off all the way to the bank with his billions of dollars.
I mean, like,
it's a funny contrast to pull up.
There is, and you know what? I will say this, kind of in his defense, I understand what he was saying. He did not say it the way that I would have put it, but like he also, you know, he and Martin Scorsese, like honestly, two of the best filmmakers in the business, you know, have said similar statements about the MCU. And I think what it comes down to is like just the level of complacency at times that the MCU kind of shows. But when the MCU is on all cylinders, you can't say that about the MCU.
Yeah.
But you can tell when they're coasting, yeah, they are amusement park rides.
That's fair.
Sure, but, I mean, Avatar was a 10-year project, and it is an amusement park ride.
I mean, yeah. Sure, you can say that, but that's not all he does. That's not majority of what he does.
Yeah.
But it is now, because it's all he's worked on
That's
for
true.
literally the
With
last...
James
Yeah, I
Cameron,
mean,
that's
like-
true. Martin Scorsese, that's not.
I mean,
but with
no, sure, yeah. And Titanic is the same way, man. Like, Titanic...
Really?
Man, we were, 9 years old when Titanic came out. we only like that movie because we got to see a titty.
Got to see
in
titties.
it.
That's true. We got to see a titty.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, we were all like, are we allowed to be here right now? Yeah.
Actually, funny enough, with my parents, short sidebar. Because remember, I grew up in a very LDS household, and we'd watch the movie, and then my parents, unbeknownst to us as dumbass little kids, because all the kids are dumbasses at a right age.
Right.
They'd be like, "All right, pause the VHS. All right, kids, time to go get some snacks. Let's go get some more popcorn or something." And it's like, all right, cool. Because that movie came on 2 VHS tapes. Yeah. So we were like used to the idea of there being like an intermission, like go get some snacks. And then the movie's forward a scene and we never knew. And I saw that shit and as an adult, I'm like, are you kidding me? Yeah. There's a titty right there.
I'm surprised the movie isn't used more as a Mandela effect because there is a very popular PG-13 version of the movie and you're like, but I know it has titties in it. How's it rated PG-13?
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a historical piece.
Right.
Yeah.
What were we talking about before we got off on a tangent about James Cameron?
Well, we got into James Cameron and...
I got distracted by titties.
We were talking about the cinematography of Black Panther.
Oh, yeah. You're talking about like...
the vastly superior cinematography.
Talking about what the movie has to do to be a success. So for me, one thing it also has to do... in addition to what you guys have said is the villains. Yes. And I'm actually a little concerned about the villains. So we know that Atuma's going to be in the movie because he already has like his own Lego set out and his own toys out.
Hey, Caleb.
It is not Atuma, Kevin. So we're going to move on.
Hey, Caleb. It's not Atuma. It's a bomb.
How many of those have you had?
I don't give a fuck. I'm making myself happy over here, man.
Hey, man.
He made enough.
I'll drink to that. I'll drink to that.
He
Thank
made
you. Give me some fucking love. Yes.
I don't support your reference, though, but I will drink to your happiness.
Oh, thank you so much.
He said enough for me to have to start fucking editing the podcast. That's how many he's had.
Oh, man, and I hate a podcast edit.
Oh, yeah.
I really do.
Fucking time marking this shit. All right, 56 minutes. All right.
Yeah, man, I have to edit your terrible opinions out of mine all the time. So.
No. I go back and listen. I'm just not in it. Right. Like you spent days editing me out.
You just put Mark Hamill in.
Random Joker lines.
Yeah. I mean,
he's like, I'm here with the homie Caleb and Mark Hamill today, and
do you know how I got these scars? Yeah, it's like, oh fuck.
The homie
calm down. Come down, Mark.
Yeah, geez, man.
So yeah, like concerning the villains, like again, Atuma we know is going to be in the movie, and he is he's a tried and true Namor villain. But the thing of it is that like I don't see him being anything more than a throwaway villain in this movie.
It makes me. Yeah. Well, first off, let's take a sidebar again, but this time on point, brother. Give us the elevator pitch. Who the fuck is this guy? Like, why is he important? Why is he more than a throwaway? Yeah.
Gotcha. So this explanation is actually going to tie into another thing I have to say about the movie, which is Atuma is one of the many people in Atlantis, or I'm sorry, what's it called here in the movie?
Atlantia.
Talokan.
Oh.
Yeah, they can't use Atlantis, right?
Yeah.
I think they can, but they just chose not to because Aquaman. That's my assumption. Because I think
they should just cast Jason Momoa as Namor, and I said shit.
But no, the thing about like Atuma and about like kind of Atlantis as a whole is that they never really wanted to take to Namor being their king for multiple reasons. One is because his father is what they call a surface dweller. You know, he's a fucking human. So Namor, he's not even full Atlantean. And Namor also does not look like the Atlanteans. If you notice in the Marvel comics, Namor is the only like human skin looking individual in Atlantis. Everyone else, they're like blue, green, they're teal, they're like fish colored people.
Tritons.
Yeah. I think
they're probably not Tritons.
No,
that's taken by something else, guys.
They're called it's Mer something, not merman, but close to it.
Mer peeps.
Yep.
Mer dudes.
Mer dudes and dudettes.
Yeah.
But Atuma, he's one of the people who basically wants to usurp that power of the throne from Namor because he feels that Namor is undeserved of it.
Okay.
He feels like this fucking.
So he's racist.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
okay,
Yeah. Like this fucking. But it goes deeper than that. It's because, just like in most tellings of Atlantis, it's because of the other realms of humankind why the city sank to the ocean in the first place. And so he looks at Namor and he sees a reflection of that because that's what Namor looks like. But yeah, so Atuma, that's his whole thing. As a matter of fact, if you guys have played Ultimate Alliance 1, when you go to Atlantis, because of course there's an obligatory sea level, Atuma's one of the bosses that you fight in the game.
I
throw away.
take your word for it because I don't remember.
Gotcha.
There's no electric seaweed in it though. That's a deep cut.
What the fuck?
Super Mario, the underwater levels.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, actually, that's not where it originated. It was originally in that Ninja Turtles game.
I forgot about that shit.
Super hard Ninja Turtles game. Yeah.
Did anyone ever beat that game? Anyways.
They're a true hero. So.
And a half shell.
Yeah.
But no, Atuma, he is like amongst the strongest of all the Atlanteans. I mean, he's extremely powerful. Namor has a hard time going toe to toe with him, but he has ran Atuma's fade plenty of times.
Okay.
So yeah, there's no love lost between the two. I can see Atuma in this movie pretending like he's with Namor.
Right, like a conspirator.
Right.
That'd be a fun angle. But if you think he's going to take the sidebar, fuck, that sucks.
Mm-hmm. Well, they could do the whole thing where he is like driving the war between the two factions behind the scenes. He's
I can
pulling like a Starscream, where he's just like he's stoking
What reference?
He's like
The
stoking
ego
it
of
from both sides.
Yeah.
And like because I guess his hopes would be that that like Wakanda would be weakened and that Namor would get killed. And
right.
He
can
like,
just take over.
Yeah.
I think worst case scenario for that is he just ends up being cannon fodder for Riri, so they can have her get a good kill in.
That'd be hilarious.
I don't know about hilarious. Predictable, sadly. Yeah.
Hey, I do got to say this, man.
Yeah.
The suit does look cool.
I mean, yeah. Suit does look cool.
That's like all we know, so it's all I can really go off of.
So it's strictly
It
like
kinda
really
had
cool,
to?
right?
That's true.
Yeah.
In terms of Namor himself, first of all, I'm going to go ahead and say this now. I'm going to say it again too when the episode comes or when the movie comes out.
Sure.
I'm going to say it here first now. Fuck you, Marvel. It's Namor. Fuck you, Marvel.
Wait. What the fuck? Where are they saying?
He's
Where
very
are they
worried
pronouncing?
that they're going to be.
No, I'm not. I know. Like you can watch. Not footage of the movie, but like the actors talking about the movie and the people who made the movie talking about it.
Oh, this is a real thing.
This is a real thing. It is no more. Because he's
Spanish.
Yeah. Even though they've been underwater for centuries, yes.
Namor.
Yeah.
I was actually kind of worried that they were going to do like a N apostrophe MOR, like Namor.
It's almost that.
Oh yeah. Dang it.
I'm like, for fuck's sake. Like, I kind of gave you guys a pass with Shang-Chi, and now here you go again. And this name is even easier. It's just 5 fucking letters. Right. It is Roman spelled backwards.
The Namor makes it to the surface every time he speaks before he enters the room. Flamenco guitar.
Right.
You don't seem to understand Wakanda.
I'm actually here for it.
Estoy aquí para.
Oh shit.
Quitarte de tu.
Yeah, I mean, I would be down.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he's gonna just talk seductive Spanish that I don't speak.
Everybody in the theater like, okay, I fucks with this.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
All the comic fans, damn it.
What the fuck?
Damn it. How'd they make it better?
So there is something else that comic book fans have noticed, which needs to be brought up, and that is
What's that?
Namor does look drastically different than he does from the pages.
He does. He actually looks like they have some influences from like a Aztecian thing going for a little while.
That is the theme
that
they're going for here.
Interesting.
However, the reason why it's so interesting is that he looks and behaves a lot like another Marvel character, Quetzalcoatl, based off of the real actual legend of the Quetzalcoatl. There's a Marvel character who has that same name who this version of Namor bears an extreme resemblance to the point where I wonder if they're trying to combine the two, if it's one of those cases. I don't know.
That'd be weird because Namor is such a mainstay name for years.
Talking about a character who's been around since 1939.
Yeah.
I mean,
what the fuck?
Namor is one of the bigger names where it's like, when are we going to see this person in the MCU? We've been hearing that for forever. Mm-hmm.
But we wanted, when we said that, we were thinking that we were going to get Namor, not Namor fused with Quetzalcoatl, you know? Yeah.
We'll have to see in terms of like his behavior though, because that's really what's going to matter here. It's like, what is his behavior like and what are his intentions like? Does he behave like Namor? That is the most important part.
Prideful.
Headstrong. Snooty. Yeah.
Good leader.
Yeah. Loves his people to death. Would do anything to protect them.
Honestly, I mean, they have an opportunity here to make this a fan favorite, long-standing, franchise-carrying character.
Yes, they do. And what they do in this movie will, oh dear, something broke Kevin.
No, I was just thinking about the idea because the character I base that stereotype off of, like the suavecito, like Latino, I am Spanish, with like the flamenco every time he talks. I base that off of like the first time I consciously remember witnessing that cliche stereotype. And that was with Fairly Odd Parents.
Yes, I knew you were going to say that. I fucking knew it.
Thank you.
What was his name?
I don't remember. Carlos. No. I don't remember.
But he always rip his shirt off.
Yeah, he would. He was always
regenerated.
Yeah. Wanda, I care for you so much. Yeah. And I was just thinking about Namor just coming in, and he's got like the fucking like fold out wallet that has like the drop down pictures, and they're all of Susan Richards.
Right, they're all of Susan.
Yeah. And it's just like, Susan, I need you so much in my life. Wakanda, they're all my arse.
Jesus Christ.
Well, it doesn't matter what they do. It can't be more offensive than Vince McMahon. You know,
nothing would be more, because that was just Vince McMahon saying, "What's up, my nigga?" To John Cena.
He did say that.
On live TV.
I was actually thinking more.
The do-rag
that was super offensive.
Yeah.
But I was actually thinking more along the lines of the Spanish stereotype when they had a faction called the Mexicools that came out wearing janitor outfits on lawnmowers.
That they did. Yes.
Super offensive.
Holy shit. I mean, there's a laundry.
Dude.
There's a laundry list of offensive things that Vince McMahon
What was John Cena's reaction to that bit, dude?
I think he was just like, it was the reaction that he was meant to have in the script. Which was just like, what just happened?
Yeah.
Stupid.
Holy shit. I still can't believe, man, we let Vince McMahon get away with that. Anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Namor is being played by, Kevin, I'm going to need you with this pronunciation. Tanuk Huerta.
I think it's Huerta.
Yep, it's Huerta. You don't pronounce the H, bro.
I just fucking did, didn't I?
No. That's the thing.
Tanuk Huerta.
No. Fuck your H.
You either gotta not pronounce the H at all, or you gotta put it in there real strong, like
Huerta.
No, wait. No, just pretend there's no H, but like a W, and go.
Well, I can't pretend, Kevin, because it's right fucking there, isn't it?
No, you can't. Just stop drinking, and you're good.
How many fucking IPAs have you had over there? Fucking.
This is only my second. Damn it.
Fucking goddamn uppity white man over here trying to steal my catchphrase and trying to tell me how much I've been drinking. This man's up here been guzzling beers like fucking Thor.
Hey, I see that colony over there. I want that.
He's even drinking it out of like a mug and everything.
I'm drinking out of a fucking a horn mug.
When
it's
he
amazing.
finished the last one, he was like, "I'll have another." And smashed it on the wall. You probably heard it.
And I got Caleb gave me his phone too. Fuck yeah, I'm doing.
Yeah. He's just straight up white man. My phone. He's like, "Give me that."
Yes, that would be Hermano Huerta.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna call him TH. I'm gonna call him Namor Jr. I'm gonna call him whatever he wants.
Okay.
Until
the movie.
Yeah, or until I feel like it. But
you've seen him in anything else?
I've not.
Let's look it up.
Yeah, he's apparently he was in the Forever Purge. Didn't see that. He was in Narcos, which I've heard is very good, and I haven't watched.
Oh, then I probably have seen him.
He was in Spectre. He was in the 2015 James Bond.
I don't remember that.
Oh, me either. Wow.
He was in the 33. I don't know what that is. This looks like a Hispanic bondage film of some kind. No, I mean really, it's like a chick in like a short skirt with handcuffs on.
I might need to check that show out. Send me a link.
Can we get we're gonna get a review for that? And then the rest of this. Looks like it's
yeah.
Yeah, most of this is like these like Hispanic kind of indie films.
Cool.
So
It seems like right up the MCU's wheelhouse to cast someone who isn't highly known yet for a role like this, but
Nice.
but it could very well be his big breakout role if he kills it, and if it is well written for him. So yeah, in order for Namor to succeed for me, Namor again needs to be very arrogant, very headstrong, very much act first, and then think about like the extremities of his actions later, maybe if he gets around to it. So yeah, let me ask you guys this: how do you think? And again, Caleb, you've already kind of answered this, but just to kind of reiterate, how do you guys think this war gets kicked off?
I mean, I think the T'Challa death is the way to go.
Agreed.
I can't think of what else they could do that would be so severe that like Wakanda in the state that they were in would be so eager to go to war. Like it's going to have to be something big.
Right. Like Wakanda willing to go to war, and then Namor reacting in such a way that promotes war is the only answer. You know, where he puts his people in danger to fight another people. You know. Yeah. So that's I don't know what that is. You know.
Yeah, because I mean, you've got you're basically you just got everybody back from the snapping, and T'Challa's dead. T'Chaka hasn't been dead that long. I mean, you know, you've gone through 2 monarchs in like 5 years, and I just think that the circumstances would have to be very dire to commit the forces of war. Not to mention, you lost most of the border tribe in the first movie. Because they fucked up.
He didn't get an invitation to the funeral.
To Tony Stark's funeral?
No. Well, to T'Challa.
Oh, okay. I was like, dang man, I didn't even know they knew each other.
God damn.
I'd be surprised if they. I don't know. It's too late to care about it now. I'd be surprised, however, if Tony Stark or like Nick Fury didn't know about, you know, Namor. Or at least that they don't like write that in with like a cutesy little like deep cut detail, you know.
Nick Fury for sure.
Yeah.
He would have to.
Yeah, he knows everything.
Yeah. The eye sees all. All right, so let's see here. Yeah, so let me go ahead and ask you guys this question too. And I think in so many ways we've also answered this as well. But what do you think is like the best version of this movie that we could get, and what do you think is the worst version of this movie we could get?
Riri Williams is the hero. That's the worst.
Well, she will be a hero, at least. You got that 1,000-yard stare again, bud. You good over there?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to bed.
So I kind of already touched on this, but like best version of the movie to me is like T'Challa is killed, but it's not intentional. Namor is at fault. This sets off a series of events that stokes the war between the two nations. Somehow that gets resolved in a way that is not cheesy. You know, we don't get a civil war. Everybody gathers around to watch the shit play out on the screen, and then like dun dun dun. You know, and I think while doing that, we have to incorporate all these characters into the film, give them adequate screen time, and at the end of the day, like the movie honors Chadwick, and we have a clear path forward for all these characters, right? Also, they have to establish Riri and make her good. She doesn't have to be Tony Stark. That's not going to happen. But she's got to be somebody where I'm interested in seeing more of what she's done.
Yeah.
Because if she's not good in this movie, the interest in her Disney Plus show is going to be non-existent.
Right. It's going to be immediate disconnect, and I feel like Marvel at that point would have the cataclysmic reaction to just like slowly not put her in other shit, and she just kind of falls off the edge of the earth.
You mean like they did with Carol Danvers?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, who?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think the worst version of this movie. Do you mean the worst version we actually could get, or like my worst version?
We'll be more realistic here. The worst version we could get, but I am interested in hearing like
my worst version, like Everett Ross is the new Black Panther.
What?
Holy shit!
No. So like the worst version of the film, I think we do get. I think that the movie stumbles with the honoring T'Challa, and it goes too far.
Or it gets preachy as fuck.
Right.
Yeah.
They villainize Namor and then have him just magically light switch at the end. And there's no arc. It's just I am a villainous prick. Oh, and now suddenly I am not because the plot requires it.
Right.
They kill M'Baku off screen.
Oh, Jesus.
The Dora Milaje has like a secondary role, and like Okoye is like barely in the movie. I don't think they're going to do that at all.
Yeah.
Like I honestly think that in the worst version of this movie, we could actually get Okoye comes out unscathed. Like she will still be cool as fuck no matter what happens. Like
we know that her husband Wakabi, played by Danny Kaluuya, would not be in the movie.
Really, he's not in it at all.
Yeah, from what I heard, he is not in the movie.
Wow, he's on the cast list.
Yeah, I was about to say, I saw him on the cast list,
but oftentimes you see
means
people
not
on cast
true.
lists who
That's
aren't.
true.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's weird.
But that's fine. He shouldn't be in a movie because he should be in prison.
He did.
Okay.
He
I thought you meant
committed
the actor. I was like, what the fuck, man?
No, he committed treason.
He did commit
in
treason.
the last movie.
Yeah, with the cool ass rhinos.
But it's almost like, did he commit treason if Killmonger was king? Technically, we don't need to talk about that. I don't know.
I mean,
Well, the history's written by the victors, and at the end of the
That's
movie,
true.
actually, though, is the rule that they have to fight to the death, or is it? Actually, no. It's the death or submission.
Yeah,
right?
death or submission.
And like neither one of those things happened, so Killmonger was never the king.
Yeah.
But if he is crowned king by the council,
That's true.
Well, no, the council would have to undo it if
But-
our boy T'Challa walks up and says, "I'm not dead,
Yeah,
would they have
and
to?
I do
though?
not submit."
After they found out that T'Challa was still alive, he still was like, "Nah, fuck it, let's blow up the planet, let's do it."
That's true. Yeah, and the council was like,
hey,
"Oh,
hey, listen,
okay."
I never said he was a good king.
Yeah.
I would feed my sons to the dragon myself.
Right before yeah.
I don't remember the rest of it.
remember the rest
Something
of it.
about
Somebody
something about
with
your
the cock.
drunken bastard king or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. I'd rather send
Was
you.
that an actual line from the show?
Yeah,
from House of the
he
Dragon.
says
Yeah.
he says something like, "I would feed my sons to the dragon myself."
That must be
rather
Damon.
than it was Damon, yeah.
course,
Rather than have them serve wine to your drunken bastard of a king or
Yeah.
something like that. He said it way cooler than
Yeah, and then he said, like, I'd rather send your daughter your head back on a spike with your withered cock in your mouth, something like that.
yeah.
Like, god damn.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad that actor got some good shit, man. Yeah, because he got fucked in, what was it, Morbius?
And Terminator.
Yeah. And, oh gosh,
He's
yeah.
the worst Terminator.
Okay. I
Arguably
didn't
the
see
second
that.
worst.
I didn't see either.
I refuse to watch Dark Fate. So.
Yeah, it's don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But anyway.
Yeah. Kevin, what about you, man? You got any ideas for like what would be your worst case and best case scenario for this movie? In terms of like what you see?
Best case scenario, I'd like to imagine that I don't know. That's hard for me to put together because best case scenario, it's actually a very awesome movie that I can't successfully guess the fuck out of. And I can like see everything coming a mile away. If anything, that would actually help me depict the worst version of this movie. Where, you know, I agree with a lot with what you said too, Caleb, where it's like, oh, Namor, he's just a turned around hero who's down on his luck and acting villainous now, but we got to make him good by the end of the movie, so we're going to make this happen. What name did you say? You know, and all that shit by the end of it. So,
yeah, at the end of the movie, it turns out that both Namor and Shuri's like moms had the same name.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
what are the fucking odds of that? Like Martha is a pretty common name, but Ramonda?
Yeah. My mom's name's Ramonda too.
Like sure is like, I do not believe you.
I know, right. Angela Bassett comes out like, no, that's not my name. But yeah, I don't know, man. I agree with a lot with what Caleb said too, but the best version is, I'm trying to think on that because like the negative, there's a lot of shit that can go wrong that can make a negative fast. You know, this movie does have a lot of hurdles to tackle. One of which I'll go ahead and preach again. If they get super preachy and try to like rehash through the passing of T'Challa, a.e., the passing of Chadwick, and if they lay that shit on thick, where it's like really evident, awkwardly evident that they're not talking about T'Challa, but actual Chadwick Boseman, then it's like, this has no place for that. That's awkward as fuck. Please don't do that.
Putting a message ahead of a story never works.
No, never does.
Never works.
Preachy shit gets weird fast. Like, good example, fucking Falcon Winter Soldier, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Put your message in the story. Don't make
Yes.
the message the story.
Bingo.
Yes, you don't. Yeah,
That should be a commandment.
I think it is.
It is. There's someone
Ish,
that's along those lines.
We got 10 of them.
That's true. But best version, I'm trying to think about that. Best version,
Now we see how hard of a job Ryan Coogler had because,
exactly.
man, I would not want to be in these shoes.
Best version. Here's one example. They win me over with Riri. And they do a good job telling that story and making it reasonable and not racist why she's in Wakanda in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be a superb example of what would make this theoretically a great movie.
Them marketing the Wakandan Sprite does not give
That
me
was-
good feelings
No,
about them
was
handling that well.
no.
They should I'm pretty sure they should have somebody on staff who's like, no, we can't
No.
release a Wakandan Sprite. Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like a different flavor of
No.
Sprite. It was just
this. Yeah.
it was just Black Panther labeled
Right.
Wakanda Sprite. Like it was just regular
Yeah.
Sprite.
It was like somebody in marketing said, hey. They leaned over to like the one other person in the market, one other black person in the marketing division said, hey, so black people drink Sprite, right? Like you guys like that a lot. You think that we can just, put Wakanda on the
The
cans?
guy looks down at his table at the Sprite bottle, half finished, like, hey, thanks, man.
Fuck you, Mark.
Exactly. Like, go fuck yourself.
The guy had his earbuds in. He pulls it out. Huh? And he's like, do you like Sprite? Yeah. And he just got goes back to working.
He like grabs the bottle. Yeah.
Next thing you know, he's like in the grocery store. Mother.
He's watching like, who the fuck approved this? Yeah, you did.
They took that shit down real quick though. I think somebody noticed because like I bought some like last week and they were not branded anymore.
Or worst case scenario, the fucking marketing worked and
they
all
just
the
sold
black
it out.
people bought it.
They were like, bro, you gotta sit this right.
Like, God
On the
damn
Sprite.
it. Shit. Oh, shit.
Right.
So I think for me, the best version of this movie, and just kind of echoing what you guys have said to a degree, but yeah, we get Riri, who is who earns her spot in this movie.
Yeah.
But the tricky thing about that is she has to earn her spot in this movie without being overbearing on the 2.5 hour runtime.
Right.
So in other words, she can't America Chavez be in the entire goddamn movie. She's got to be in it sparingly because, no disrespect, but we're not watching this for Riri. We're watching this for Black Panther.
Admittedly, that's what scares me, dude. Because, like, sure, we rip on Riri. It makes no sense. She's here. Why the fuck? We don't know. But let's really talk about homies real quick. For those of you who are confused, why we're ripping on her. This is Wakanda. This is a nation above all other nations as far as education, technology, capability, power, money. Like, these guys are tip of the fucking iceberg. Why do they need, in any universe, ever, Riri? Who might I exposit on that character for those of you those few of you who don't know who she is basically, a little fangirl of Iron Man who built her own suit essentially. And it's like,
instead of building it in the cave with Boss's Craft, she built it in her college dorm room.
exactly. And it's like her college dorm room is not in Wakanda. She doesn't have Wakandan technology to make her technology. So as far as we know, her technology is lesser than fucking Malibu house technology that Tony Stark built his other suits out of.
Yeah.
So I'm being a little facetious, but my point is like, in what universe is this little girl going to be pertinent to Wakanda? And that's another, like you said, another fucking hurdle that this movie's got to tote along and eventually go over.
So let me say what Kevin wants to say, but there's a lot to say. So they're just gonna put all the niggas together. Yeah, that's what Kevin.
I do not want to say that, but now that you said it, so the funny thing is, it's like they're trying so hard to be not racist, like we've joked about. They've gone across the globe and they're back to the wrong side.
But there is possibility that she could be there for a good reason that does not include race.
Well, so at the end of the first movie, they talked about opening up like the embassy and like an academy and all that stuff. So if she came there to like learn from like the Wakandan engineers because they're the best engineers in the world, that's a good reason for her to be there. If she's just there because she's black and they're black, then get out of here with that shit. Did Joel Shoemaker write this? Like, what are we doing?
Oh, fuck. He came back from the grave.
If Joel Shoemaker is going to do this, does he die? Did he die?
Yeah, he died.
Oh, whatever. If Joel Shoemaker is going to do this, then she's got to build 2 suits because she's got to get an upgraded one at the end.
Right? Oh, with nipples on it.
with nipples. And weird colors.
Very weird colors.
She built this in a Wakandan cave with a box of Wakandan scraps.
Which Wakandan scraps would be like worth more than anything in this apartment combined.
Right? So I've been playing Forbidden West. A box of Wakandan scraps is like technology in that game. Like, holy fuck, this is money. Yeah. To fucking cavemen.
I think also in my best best case scenario for this movie, I mean, obviously they give T'Challa an understandable and very gracious goodbye in this movie. And I think that in my perfect telling of this movie, they don't dwell on him not being there, but his absence is purposely felt while they're searching for a new monarch.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that full-heartedly. Like, they do a great job, a graceful job, they move on.
And in terms of protagonists, I would focus vast majority of this movie on Shuri and Ramonda.
Yeah.
Luckily, there's one thing going for this movie that really makes me faithful that they're going to use and shoehorn Shuri in. That's a fun alliteration. So, she got such a good reception in the first movie.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they? At this point, it's like the obvious play. You know, it's like you're gonna be on the football field and you call shotgun. Yeah, it's a fucking good play for what you about to do. You know, yeah.
Black Panther in the comic books, well received in the movie. I mean, yeah. But you know, like I said, my earlier fear, it makes so much sense. I feel like they have something else up their sleeve.
Let me offer a devil's advocate here.
Yeah,
and nothing against Shuri because in this lost piece of footage. The homie Joe and you and myself, we did a top 5 MCU characters.
Yeah.
And Shuri was like my number 2 or 3.
Right.
I mean, way up there at the top. And but I don't know if I want to see her in the lead role here. And that's not any kind of like sexism or anything like that.
Of course.
It's just the fact of, you know, I don't want to see like a Lucius Fox as the main character of a like graphic novel either.
Yeah.
Like he makes the tech. He's a great character. Love him. Like Morgan Freeman absolutely nailed him in the Nolan trilogy. But I don't want to see a Lucius Fox trilogy. And I think that Shuri being that like the mastermind, the person who is responsible for like Black Panther having the tools that they need to be Black Panther, getting them out of situations, being like the brains of the whole MCU, because when like, you know, Tony Stark and Bruce Banner can't figure the shit out, like they came to Shuri, you know?
Yeah.
And that is her role in the MCU right now. So like you add in this like combat prowess that we've never really seen her have. I think there's going to be, I think that's going to be somewhat problematic. I think at the bare minimum, she would kind of have to share the role with like Okoye. I don't want Okoye to have a Black Panther suit. But I think that at some level, like it just wouldn't make sense to me for her to just suddenly throw on a suit and be able to go toe to toe with like Namor or like any of these other like really like heavy hitters we have.
Well, like you mentioned, how much time has passed?
That's true. I mean, after the border tribe and all that stuff, maybe she started training. Yeah. I'm not saying there's a way they can't do it.
Yeah,
I could just see why they wouldn't. I think that M'Baku is an important character as well, and I hope that he gets a lot of screen time because I think just from the charisma of Winston Duke, like a lot of people really gravitated towards that character. Really love that character.
Agreed.
As well. So I think
I like him. I don't see him as a leading man in this movie.
No, me neither. I see him as a support.
Yeah, but he needs to be like there,
agreed. Like he turned from villain from the pages into fun support for the movie.
Yeah, and it worked.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
And Okoye is the same way. Like Okoye is not the main character, but like she is an important pillar of the film.
She became like a named fucking badass here.
Oh yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like she's the only member of the Dora Milaje that I can name.
Agreed.
That's Nakia, but in the movie she's kind of sort of Dora Milaje, not really.
Right. Yeah, she was like love interest.
Yeah. I could have told you the one that helped Bucky out, but I can't now.
Yeah.
But at the time,
right.
I could have told you. Yeah, I mean, I think Okoye is like the only person that survived the snap.
Yeah,
and nobody saw that coming. I mean, everybody was like, "Oh well, like all the main characters are going to live," and the next thing you know, like T'Challa's like floating off his dust, and going into Endgame, like Okoye is like the representative on like the Avenger Council or whatever the hell they had for Wakanda. So she's got such an important role. I'm not worried about her being sidelined.
Yeah,
agreed. But I am worried about M'Baku. I'm not worried about them dropping the ball with him. I don't think he should be Black Panther.
Yeah.
But he needs to be on a certain level with the film.
No, I agree with that too.
Yeah.
And I guess like to kind of like address your reasonable concerns about Shuri, about her combat prowess and also about her place on the team, being like the techie and the person who develops all that cool tech and whatnot. I would say this, one of my favorite DC characters, Barbara Gordon, she was both Batgirl and Oracle. Like she could do both. She could do it all. I think that especially with a runtime like this, if they tell the story right, and it is highly important that they tell the story right, we can see Shuri make that transformation because whoever they pick to be Black Panther, we're going to need to see a transformation. They can't just remain who they are and be Black Panther. We need to see some kind of transformative state.
Yeah. And they also, they have to give Nakia something to do in this movie.
They do.
Other than mourn.
Yeah.
And that's going to be interesting, too, because I don't know how you do that. Like, I guess, because she's part of the War Dogs, right? Is that what they call them? So she's like a spy, and I don't know how you would send a Wakandan spy into, the merfolk or whatever the hell they're calling them.
That'd be difficult.
Yeah, that'd be very difficult.
No, the mer dudes and dudettes.
The mer dudes, my bad. I don't know how you would go about that. So it's like she's also got to have a meaningful role in the movie. I think they've really kind of stacked the deck against themselves. Like we've talked a lot about Riri, about them adding her in, and it's like, is there a good way to do the character? Yes, but why would you give yourself yet another obstacle to climb over?
Right.
When you already have so many. I mean, it is a long run time, so they have that going for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess that kind of dovetails right into my biggest fears, which is like, even though they have a lengthy runtime, there's a lot of characters who they need to tell a story. We need to see Ramonda's story, the mourning mother and wife. We need to see Shuri's story, especially if she is the one to take the mantle of Black Panther. I mean, she's like the main story who we need to see if she's going to be that role. Yeah. I mean, there's M'Baku and like the white gorilla tribe, which they do not call in the movie for understandable reasons.
I do want to see, like, I would love to see some kind of fallout for the border tribe members.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
The ones that, like, aren't in prison or whatever. Like, I would like to, it doesn't need to be long. Like, it could be a short scene or just a reference, but there needs to be some kind of, like, fallout there for them. Like, maybe they're rebuilding or something like that.
Yeah. I think for me, my biggest worst case scenario for this movie is it relies on the emotional, it relies on making the audience emotional to sell itself as a good movie. In other words, it uses sadness and mourning as a tool to masquerade itself as a good movie. That's my worst case
You
scenario.
know, a movie did that well and didn't even intend to. The first fucking Creed. I'll never forget the scene where we see Michael B. Jordan in the ring, and
When he gets knocked down, and in that flash, we see
Yes.
Apollo getting knocked down.
Yes.
That was a very good cut.
that was a good cut. But then there was one line that they added in,
Yeah.
and I was like, "That's the fucking money line." Where it's like, "I want people to know I'm not a mistake."
I'm not a mistake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yo, Creed, why are you doing this? I want people to know I'm not a mistake.
Yeah,
The way
that
he delivered that.
that was fucking gold,
incredible.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like that's all they needed. I'm just hoping that this movie doesn't try to go for something similar and over preach scene after scene, trying to do the same thing that one line did.
Right.
Yeah.
No Way Home was the same way. And there's no way when they wrote that script that they knew that Tom Holland was going to deliver it with that amount of perfection. When he comes through the portal after he beats Doctor Strange, which we can, that's neither here nor there. But he comes through the portal and he delivers that line that I have to try.
Right.
And it personified
Who Peter Parker is, yeah.
just so well. And the way he delivered that one line just like adds a ton of weight to that script.
Yeah.
And, it's a less is more approach,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're right. It's less is more approach. Is I'm sure that you're probably more than any of us familiar with like George R.R. Martin's approach to storytelling, like to revealing like big things. He'll tell you, then he'll tell you what he's gonna tell you, and then he'll tell you. You know what I mean? So it's like that's kind of like Martin's approach, where like the 3-stage reveal, it could be like Jon Snow is actually the prince that was promised. How you get like the small detail first, and then like the hardcore people to pick up on that, and then you got like another more obvious detail which the attuned viewer could pick up, and then for all the dunces out there, he'll show like a picture of like baby Jon Snow being held by Ned's sister, and then it'll zoom out to adult Jon Snow. So it's like, hey, in case you didn't get it now, and now you do, it's like across across like 8 seasons of television, that's cool.
Yeah.
But if it was condensed, that would be so fucking much. Like, we fucking get it, George.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, it could be very heavy-handed if they try to hammer those kind of emotional themes in. Like, I mean, honestly, like, just from the trailers and, like, that amazing line from the trailer that Angela Bassett delivers, you're going to set the tone. It doesn't need to be the first 30 minutes of the film is down. Like, it needs to be, like, I would even, love it if, like, they're having their, super cool, like, funeral for T'Challa, and, like, that's when, like, the mer dudes and dudettes attack. Like, I mean, it really...
The disrespect, goddamn.
It doesn't need to spend
Something
forever
smells fishy.
on it. Like, they need to both...
Wrong button. Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead.
They need to both honor, like we said, but they need to both honor Chadwick, T'Challa, and move on. Like,
Yeah. And it's like, you're right, because they need to do it and move on. And again, they just need to not try to rely on the emotional gut punch to get them through. Because it's like, there's certain things in movies that, like, you can't, when you try to do it, you fail. But when you're just trying to tell a story, you succeed at it. Like, that's what this movie needs to do.
I mean, and it, honestly, if they do like just a bit at the beginning to really like set in on like the funeral scene and all that, and then you like fast forward to the end of the movie and they do something where like Shuri takes the heart-shaped herb and they like have like Chadwick like appear in like the nether realm or whatever.
Oh yeah, that
would hammer it in. Look, people would lose it.
Yeah, I think that would definitely get people. Yeah.
But that's all you need.
That's all you need.
That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
You don't need any more than that.
Agreed.
Like, we're not going to forget.
That would be the impact.
Yeah, we're not going to forget between the beginning and the end of the movie that he's gone. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean?
We get it.
Most of the planet's been thinking about it for 2 years now.
Yeah. Agreed. All right, guys. Let's see. Again, there's like the little bit of rumor section I'm going to talk about at the very end here, but I do have a little bit of comic stuff I want to talk about the Atlantis and Wakanda War, more specifically the Black Panther and Namor rivalry. about how this shit started.
Okay.
Why these two just cannot fucking get along, and what the end result ended up being.
Because cats don't like water.
Well, we're done here, folks.
There you go. All right. Sweet. I'm happy to help.
Resolve my days of fucking reading and research into this. Hey, somebody just nailed it on the fucking head. Damn it. That's,
You're welcome.
That's Kevin for you. Couldn't have done it better myself.
Wisdom.
All right, so like my research for this led me all the way back actually to rereading Avengers versus X-Men.
Okay.
And to be succinct about this, guys, all you need to know about this story is that the Avengers are going toe-to-toe with the X-Men, as you can imagine by the name of the book.
What?
Yeah, I know, right? And the reason that they're fighting is because there has been a new young mutant by the name of Hope Summers. And she was actually found, luckily, by the X-Men. And technically, this story goes back before Avengers vs. X-Men, but I'm starting here to keep this succinct as possible. There's a lot of history. But with this young mutant Hope, she was the first mutant born after Scarlet Witch said no more mutants in House of Mutants. And House of M.
Yeah.
And so...
AKA after Disney was like, we don't have the rights to the X-Men,
Yes.
so we're going to try to replace them with the Inhumans.
Yep.
The plot.
Yeah, the plot. Yes. And Hope was the first mutant born after that. And so there were several different people trying to get a hold of this baby. Long story short, the X-Men got a hold of them. Cable shows up at the end and says to his father, Cyclops, listen, let me take the baby. She's safer with me in my future. I can take her. I can train her. And when she's ready, I'll bring her back. And he did just that. And what happens is that similar to think about Infinity Gauntlet, when Silver Surfer falls to Earth into the Sanctum Sanctorum, and he tells Doctor Strange that Thanos is coming.
Yeah.
In a similar regard, we get Sam Alexander, Kid Nova. He flees to Earth in a hurry, warning the X-Men that, look, the Phoenix is coming. So the Phoenix has been gone since Jean Grey has been dead, and now the Phoenix is returning. Sam saw the Phoenix decimate a planet that he was on, and Sam barely got away. And so now, everyone knows that, okay, the Phoenix is coming back, and everyone knows that the Phoenix is probably going to come back for Hope, because she is she's the only new mutant, and she's got the power set, and she just bears so many resemblances to Jean. This Phoenix is going to come back for young Hope. And what ends up happening is that the Avengers found out about this, and the Avengers know that that the Phoenix means that shit will get fucking riggedy wrecked. And so the Avengers are like, hey, look, we know that things haven't always been right between the X-Men and the Avengers, but look, you need to let us take Hope, and you need to let us deal with this Phoenix situation, okay? And what ends up happening is obviously the X-Men say, fuck you. Every time we're in danger, you motherfuckers never show up. You motherfuckers never help. You never give a shit about us. So why in the world should we care about what you guys have to say to us now? You're not taking one of our own. You're not taking Hope. Fuck off. And so that's essentially what kicks off this little mini war here. Now, the reason why I mention all of this is because Tony Stark and Hank Pym devise a weapon, which, by the way, guys, Avengers vs. X-Men isn't the greatest story, so if this shit sounds fucking stupid, I'm sorry. I didn't write it. All right?
Right.
Not a sponsor.
You're not a sponsor. But in Avengers vs. X-Men, Hank Pym and Tony Stark develop a weapon that's supposed to be able to kill the Phoenix, which is fucking batshit insane. There is no such thing. But as the Phoenix is coming down to Earth, they hit the Phoenix with the weapon, but instead of killing it, it divides the Phoenix Force up into 5. And the Phoenix Force goes into 5 different mutants. The Phoenix Force goes into Cyclops, Emma Frost, Colossus, Magic, and Namor.
Does it give them 5 rings that they can use to fight the Phoenix Force?
Yeah.
Or like Captain
Earth,
Phoenix?
wind, fire,
They just all be fire.
heart,
They're all fire. All 5 are fire.
fire, hot fire, space fire.
Summon Dylon.
Dylon, because I spit the hot fire.
What? Earth, wind,
Water,
water,
Fire.
Water was one I missed.
Okay,
Water was one. But one of them was stupid as fucking heart. One was man.
Yeah,
That
his
guy-
was kind of dumb.
Yeah, he got the lamest ring. He's like, oh, heart.
But even worse than that,
What do those five make together? Don Cheadle.
tree.
That's
But even
cut.
even worse than that, they call themselves the Phoenix Five, which I'm like, the Bendis
Power
wrote this.
Rangers.
I'm like, who wrote? Like, God damn
Fucking
it.
Power Rangers.
Yeah. So they call themselves the Phoenix Five, and they're still incredibly powerful. But because the Phoenix is split into five, they're not as powerful as like Jean Grey was. You know,
Right.
Do they have a band?
They should have, but they didn't.
Scott plays the bass.
And so
Magic would be the drummer. Oh, who? Let's see here. Give me a sec.
what would Colossus be on bass then?
Colossus be keyboard.
Keyboard.
He'd
Okay.
be
Well, then we
keyboard.
want Namor on drums.
No, you can't hide Namor. Namor, he's the keytar.
Oh wow! Who's the lead singer? Magic. Magic
Emma
is
Frost,
the lead.
Sex
Oh,
Appeal.
Emma Frost. Okay,
Sex
that makes
Appeal,
sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. The Phoenix Five, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for the Phoenix Five. But so the thing that we do know about the Phoenix is that like it changes you as a person. It makes you more aggressive, and it eventually will overcome you. And that is essentially that does happen to the Phoenix Five, but on a slower basis. And so what happens here? The only thing that's important about this story is that Wanda, she's not as powerful as she was for House of M, but she's still a fucking tank. And she takes it to Namor, who has again a fifth of the Phoenix Force, and she's in there hanging in there with them. And she does wound Namor, not just physically, but also his fucking pride. Like she fucking nails him good. And after that, she's like, "Oh shit!" And she, and her,
I'm sorry, brother. I missed that. Can I hear that again?
she said, "Oh shit!" And she gets the fuck out of there. And the Avengers actually all retreat and they go back to Wakanda because Wakanda again can be a hidden nation when it wants to be. So
Right.
they go to Wakanda. And Namor is fucking furious. And Emma Frost, with just who she is, whispers sweet nothings into his ear, basically enticing him to go to Wakanda. She goes, "I know where they're at. They're in Wakanda. I mean, you're gonna let the witch do that to you?" Namor goes to Wakanda, and with the powers that he already has, and with the Phoenix Force, summons a tidal wave, and it just decimates Wakanda. It just destroys Wakanda.
Dope.
And kills just a shit ton of people.
That's dope.
Yeah. And so that I would say is like the first major punch thrown in this war. Okay. Long story short,
punch.
Well,
yeah, hell of a punch.
From the trailers, it looks like something similar may happen.
It looks that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like moving on to our next big thing here. Again, this is kind of like a 3-stage thing here. The other 2 stages are Infinity and the Incursions. So with the Infinity story, what's important here is that the Illuminati has been reformed. Okay. And now the Illuminati consist of Black Panther, Hank McCoy, who was Beast, Doctor Strange, Tony Stark, Namor, and Black Bolt. And for a brief while, Captain America is there, but he's not, relevant to this.
Do they explain Black Bolt's powers to everyone that they fight before they fight them?
They do not, actually. That is a fun fact. A very good question.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just checking.
Right. Be careful, Wanda. With one scream of this man's voice.
Why did you do that, Reed?
Right. For
Well,
a smart man, that was dumb as fuck.
In that multiverse, Rich is a C student.
Damn.
Oh, shit.
Sorry, Jim.
And again, what's interesting here is that, like, things have not healed over between Namor and T'Challa, but they're on the same team, the Illuminati.
Yeah.
And it kind of irks back to the Civil War. While the Civil War was taking place, you had members from both teams who were still in the Illuminati together. So it kind of goes to show that the Illuminati kind of overrides all. And what ends up happening here is that while they have to deal with fucking Thanos here, and in a story called Infinity, this is where we first get the Black Order, or the Black Order from the movies. We see those guys in the movies there. That's like Ebony Maw, Proximate Midnight, and all those guys.
And
and there's actually 5 in the comics, but Supergiant is left out completely because she's kind of redundant.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyways, what ends up happening here is that like they have to deal with the Black Order because they're trying to get the Infinity Stones. The Infinity Stones are not even the main crutch here of the story. Thanos is like, if they get them, that'd be great, but that's not really what I fucking want. Thanos is actually across the galaxy. He's been murdering all of his bastard children, and he has one on Earth. A half Titan, or actually I should say a part Eternal, part Titan, part Inhuman named Thane. He has a son. And Thanos is like, well, I definitely got to kill this motherfucker. And the reason why Thanos is killing all of his children because he's like, look at me. I don't want someone coming after me who can fucking kill me. Fuck this shit.
You've been watching Game of Thrones.
Right. And so Thanos is killing all of his children. He has one on Earth, but he has the Infinity Gems. Basically, it's like a cover-up. And so what ends up happening is that he sends each of the Black Order to different parts of Earth to get these Infinity Gems. And what ends up happening is that while the Illuminati is dealing with like the incursions and with the Black Order and Thanos, that means that Namor is absent from Wakanda. T'Challa at this point is not the ruler of Wakanda. He's been placed in a place called Necropolis, the city of the dead, which is where all the dead Black Panther reside, and he can commune with them. And so what ends up happening is that Shuri is the leader of Wakanda at this point. She is the Black Panther of Wakanda. She's the ruler. She's the queen. And she realizes that Namor is not there. And she sends a full-on assault to Atlantis, and they lay waste to Atlantis in Namor's absence. So when Namor returns, he is extremely pissed. He is turbo pissed. And we have the Black Order. They go to the X-Mansion, and they wreck the X-Men. They mindfuck Doctor Strange. I mean, they're just wreaking havoc, gathering these gems up and whatnot, and gathering intel on like this child that Thanos is looking for. One of them goes to Atlantis to talk to Namor. And Namor is sitting amongst the rubble of his people, the rubble of his nation. And I believe it's Proxima Midnight who goes there. And I remember reading this thinking, oh, this is going to be a fucking good fight. She goes to Namor, and she goes, I seek the Infinity Gems. And Namor goes, I do not have them, but I know where one is. If you go to Wakanda, you can get yourself one of those gems that you seek. And here's the fucked up thing. Not only is that snitching, it was technically a lie. He knew there was no Infinity Gem in Wakanda, but he wanted to send the Black Order there anyway.
Damn.
And so then we get the Black Dwarf, Cole Obsidian, the big dumb one in the movies. He goes to Wakanda, and we get what I think is one of like the coldest Black Panther lines we've ever gotten. He goes to Wakanda, and he has like a bunch of the Outriders, those dog-like things we see in Infinity War. He has like an army of them, and he goes to Wakanda, and of course, all the Wakandas are fucking scared. And he goes, I am Black Dwarf. I am a child of Thanos, and I come here seeking the Infinity Gem, blah, blah, blah. Is there no one amongst you brave enough to challenge me? And then T'Challa out of nowhere steps forth and says, my name is T'Challa, ruler of Necropolis, and soon to be your leader. In other words, saying, I am T'Challa, I rule the city of the dead, and I'm about to rule over you. One of the coldest fucking Black Panther lines I ever read. And not only does he fight Black Dwarf, Black Dwarf, he wins. He breaks the fucking giant's arm and sends his ass packing. But after that, he's like, why in the fuck did they come here? We have no Infinity Gem here.
Your gem is in another castle.
Right. Funny story, Thanos ends up killing this guy anyway, so at least, Yeah. But so at that point, he's like, what in the ever-loving fuck? And then, of course, he realizes it was fucking Namor who did it. And so T'Challa is trying to calm down his sister from sending more of their people to go and fight with Atlantis, but at the same time, he has to deal with dickhead Namor on a daily basis in the Illuminati. And that leads to the third act, which is the incursions. So, if you guys have been watching the MCU movies, then you've heard them drop the name incursions maybe 1 or 2 times now.
Right.
Long story short, an incursion is basically when one Earth in one universe suddenly dies when it's not supposed to, and it sets off a chain reaction. So what ends up happening is that imagine that you go outside your house, you look up into the sky, and you see another fucking Earth sitting in your fucking orbit.
Yeah.
So that means there's 2 Earths inhabiting one universe. So you have 3 options here, and the Illuminati learns this quickly. You can either destroy the opposing Earth, killing billions of innocent people. That will save your Earth, your universe, and the opposing universe, but their Earth is destroyed.
Yeah.
Option 2, you can let them destroy your Earth.
Yep.
In which case all of you die and nothing else really matters. Option 3, you do nothing because you don't want to take away innocent lives. That means that your Earth dies, their Earth dies, both universes die. Now, the problem with the incursions is that even if you have the lack of heart to destroy one of those Earths, another one will take its place after a while because there are so many different universes out there and so many different Earths that inhabit those universes. And so the Illuminati, they're in a real fucking pickle. They really don't know what to do about this. But essentially, they decide after mind wiping Captain America and kicking him off the Illuminati because he has a heart of gold. So they got to get rid of his ass.
Hey, Cap. We ordered some coffees. Will you go pick this up for us?
We'll be right back.
Oh yeah. Sure. Where you guys going?
Well, we just we're gonna run up to the superhero mall real quick. We got some things, and since you wear the same outfit all the time, you don't need anything. So
you guys aren't going to destroy that other Earth.
Oh no! We already discussed this.
We're gonna go see the sales they got at the mall. That's all. Yeah.
What are you doing with that Earth destroying bomb behind your back?
Oh no! This we actually decided, since we decided against using this, we're gonna go down to the mall, see if we can get like a cute outfit to put on it. We put it on one of the display cases or whatever.
Exactly. Turn it into the mind sword for the good decision you helped us make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are all smart and geniuses. You have the dimensions for the box, so I'll just hold on to that.
Well, actually, we really want to make sure it's a good fit. It's got to be a nice, snug fit. I mean,
Black Bolt.
Plus,
Give us the bomb.
plus, we had Tony Stark disable this. It's not actually it's not a kaboom kind of bomb.
Yeah, it's just a shell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not letting you blow up that Earth.
Motherfucker.
And so if one of
Xavier's also like, all right, give me a minute.
one of the coldest things that they ever did, the Illuminati, they get Stephen Strange to mind wipe poor Cap.
Yep.
Yeah. And T'Challa says, you know what? Because at this point, T'Challa, he has talked it over with his ancestors, and they said, the fuck you waiting for? Yes, blow up the fucking planet. Like, the options are
the
what?
ancestors is like, okay, so we die, we live. Which one's the best? Yeah.
Oh. And so T'Challa, he and the rest of the Illuminati, including Namor, they go up to this planet. They have the fucking bomb, and T'Challa's about to plant it, and he immediately realizes that he can't do this. Like, he knows what he needs to do, but these are billions of innocent lives who didn't ask for this shit. And Namor's like, oh, you fucking pussy, and he does it.
That sounds like Namor, like, you pussy. Click.
You bitch.
Run, bitch.
Give me that bomb, bitch.
We got 30.
But in another cold turn of events, and I didn't get to reread this last session, guys, so forgive me, but it was either in this incursion or the one following it where they're in a similar situation and the team has been split up, and it's just Namor and Black Panther who seem to be working together, but this time they plant the bomb. Black Panther basically Sparta kicks Namor, and he leaves his ass there to die with the exploding planet.
Hot damn.
And
Hot damn.
basically saying, like, this is for my people, this is for the grief you've caused me, this is for being a dickhead. And yeah, and so technically, and like there is no technically about it, guys. Like if we're being honest, that was the end of Namor. That killed Namor.
Yeah.
The only thing that brought him back was the events that happened at the end of all this. What I love about the Incursion arc is that what Hickman wrote, he meant there is no end to this. There is no stopping this. You cannot win. That was established from the beginning, and that's what ends up happening. And that ends up with the Secret Wars, which since the MCU has dropped Incursions already, and since we may or may not get Doctor Doom at some point, with the Fantastic Four coming out, wouldn't be surprised if we get a version of this Secret Wars. And in this, so much of this run is about morality. Black Panther not having the morality to kill billions of people. And in another instance, the power of the beholders, because they're actually a race of beings, is at the disposal of Doctor Doom and Doctor Strange. The two sorcerers decide to go on this epic fucking journey. And Doctor Strange, of all people, says, I can't do this. I know that this will change me. I will not be the same. I cannot take this power. Doctor Doom says, all right, you fucking pussy, I'll take it. And that's how we get version 2 of God King Doom. But long story short, the Marvel Universe is reshaped and people are brought back. Some people aren't. And that ushered in a new era of Marvel Comics. But in terms of the Black Panther and Namor feud, technically, the way that it ended was Black Panther exacting his revenge on Namor by leaving him on an exploding Earth. Very, very fucking ballsy.
Cool.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, Namor, have you seen Armageddon? He's like, what? And he just kicks him in the fucking chest. This is Wakanda. He just fucking dips.
Namor, as Black Panther goes away, like, that was 2 different references. Yeah.
And so like what I really love about that beef is that like in so many ways it has never been resolved.
Yeah.
I mean like they never made up.
No.
I mean you can say it was resolved in the sense that Black Panther left.
Yeah, he won. It was resolved in the fact that Black Panther won.
Sound like a resolution to me, motherfucker.
Yeah. Ain't my problem no more, bitch. My problem just died on Earth 38.
Right. And so, yeah, they have been going back and forth for a long time, you know, and the thing of it is that, like, I think what they both dislike is that as much as they aren't similar, they do have a lot of similarities. They're both rulers of a sovereign nation who seek the protection of their people and who seek to stay separated from the rest of society, who are distrustful of the rest of society. And they have their reasons to be. But as much as they don't have in common, I mean, as much as they do have in common, they have so much not in common. Like it's in like maybe the way that they rule or like their philosophies, their way of thinking. And so like, that's why I said like with this movie, you know, whoever the Black Panther is, I don't expect them to be T'Challa because T'Challa is T'Challa. But I do expect Namor to be Namor. I need him to carry that energy, you know.
I could just completely see like them doing an adaptation of that where like it can't be T'Challa obviously, but you know, maybe like they present it like either at the end of this movie or at the beginning of like maybe the next Avengers or whatever, like, all right, the conflict's resolved or whatever, and they don't say shit about it. And then like you get to this moment in the MCU and it's Okoye and she like stabs him and then she's just like, for my king, and like just leaves. Fucking she could just deliver that line cold as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it would be amazing.
It would be. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you ain't settled shit with me.
Right.
Right. There's a debt to be paid.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
But to do that, they have to do the whole Namor kills him.
They do.
thing, you know?
They really do.
They have to go through
Is
that.
Wakanda aware of whatever the fuck name of it? I'm just going to call it the Atlantean city.
Right.
Is Wakanda aware of that at this point? We know we got the clue.
Right.
In Endgame.
Right.
Right.
When we heard about like the seismic activity and the tidal waves, water, blah, blah, blah. We know that clue. We all have heard that. We knew it was coming to this moment and very hopeful of it. But aside from that, have they ever heard of the sea? Like, are they going to be like, oh, these motherfuckers? Or is it going to be like, oh, who the fuck is you? You know? Yeah.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool if like if it's not like a well known thing, but like Ramonda knows, like maybe like T'Chaka had some like dealings with them or whatever. Like they know about them, but like
That'd be a cool formula.
The current generation doesn't know anything about them.
Yeah.
Because like Okoye seemed puzzled by the underwater shit. She didn't seem bothered by it or anything. It feels like if she had known, she would have been like, "Hey, it's probably these motherfuckers."
That's
right,
true.
Right. She'd be like, "Oh, I know this. This ain't a problem right now. They don't give a fuck about this. We're on land."
Yeah.
So we do know that one of Namor's many powers is he has longevity. He lives a very fucking long time. Like
It's all that seawater.
Canonically speaking, he's been around since World War II. I mean, and so like I would love if they had a fucking flashback where we see like a King Azuri, like T'Challa's grandfather, fighting alongside Namor. You know, if they both had a common enemy in the Nazis, which they technically did.
Right. The motherfuckers hated everyone.
Right.
They're like fish people.
Well, we definitely hate them.
Yeah, fuck them. You don't want to talk to them first?
They're definitely not the perfect race. They got gills. It's like, no.
They're like, but sunlight can't even get to their skin. We don't care.
We don't give a shit. We didn't ask that question.
Yeah.
So, elephant in the room here.
Yes.
Will they call Namor the M word? Will they say mutant? Because it's already been dropped in the MCU.
It has been.
So Kamala Khan, as we know, is a mutant. Will they make Namor the second?
This would be the movie they do that. This is a big enough name with the power of Black Panther 1 behind it. This would be the movie where they would do a reveal like that, because we can't put it past MCU now. These fucking motherfuckers, that they would do some setup work. We haven't talked at least about the setup work that this movie's going to give us. So that could be one. That could be a piece of it.
And Phase 4, like one of the biggest complaints about it is the lack of that kind of thing, where it's like a lot of these movies don't really seem like they're setting up future storylines for the MCU. If anything, they just feel like they're setting up future storylines for that franchise. Like, you know, like the only thing Thor
like
set
Doctor
up was
Strange's,
or like Thor had the possible thing with what's his name?
Hercules.
Zeus or Hercules, and you know, and Doctor Strange, like the incursion thing, that seems like a Doctor Strange 3 thing for the most part, or at least it could be an Avengers lead in. But
You know, who is like the succubus he was with, the demon?
Oh, Clea. Typically his wife. Strange wife now in the comics. Yeah.
Oops.
I could almost see maybe Atuma maybe using it as a slur, even like this mutant.
Oh,
I can see that too.
Cool.
I can definitely see that.
Well, then the problem I would have is like, it's not really a problem, but it's more like an issue I would have. I would go home getting a tumor thinking about it. It's like, did he mean that in the canonical sense of mutants in the Marvel Universe? Or did he just mean it as like a fucking throwaway insult?
Because he's a halfling.
Yeah, it's like, oh, fuck you for wordplay.
Well, they already straight up went X-Gene with Miss Marvel. So,
Okay.
So, it could go either way. There's no reason for them not to do it.
This could be the movie where they have the balls to talk about it out loud.
Right.
You know,
I think it's time. You know, that doesn't mean they need to rush anything, but I think it's time.
Yeah, I mean, it's been long enough.
Yeah.
All
right, so now we're going to talk about like some rumors that again will most likely not be true, but on the off chance that they are, if you guys want to jump off the ship right now, then now's the time to do so. If you are brave, homies, then stick around, join us, and laugh at some of the preposterous shit that's about to come out of our mouths here.
Gold Leopard's still alive. I knew it.
Howard Stark is the new Black Panther. I wasn't dead this whole time.
God, Howard Stark's been playing the long game.
What the fuck? He really had really precise objectives in mind.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so let's first of all talk about the really big one here that
one?
you guys have probably heard of, and that is Doctor Doom in this movie?
Oh, shit.
Bro, I did not hear that, but I'd love it. I got room for some shades of green.
There's been, rumblings that perhaps in a post-credit scene, we get a little bit of Victor Von Doom. And I've even heard rumors so far as to the casting, and I have even less faith in that.
Who's the casting?
What did you hear for the casting?
Yeah.
You're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. I'm not mad at it. Ryan Gosling.
Fuck no.
What?
I would vomit my insides all over the movie theater. Like,
I have to wrap my mind around it. I have never seen him do shit like this.
Yeah.
I would be fucking livid.
Yeah, like I am severely worried. I'm not gonna auto shoot it down because I remember the lesson of Robert Pattinson.
Gotcha.
But this is weird. Look, we gotta admit it's fucking weird. Like we know that guaranteed. We don't know if it's horrible.
Out of all the names we've thrown out, his admittedly has never come up.
I've never heard of that. I've never thought of that.
It's not the Pattinson situation though, because with Pattinson, if you looked at his indie films that he did, you could go and look at, okay, well, here's a history of this dude being a BA badass.
Yeah.
But with Ryan Gosling, it's like this motherfucker plays a very specific type of character, which is fucking D-list James Bond in most of the movies that he's in.
Or rom-coms.
Yeah, I mean...
Or musicals.
Or musicals.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It could be a Michael Keaton situation where he could just blow it out of the water. It's weird that we both had Batman references. But
is it though? Is it?
But no, it's not really. But it's like saying that like Liam Hemsworth is going to be a good Geralt. Like the chances are very low.
Yeah.
Liam Hemsworth is Doctor Doom.
They're there, buddy. They're there.
I have less faith in Liam Hemsworth as Geralt than I do as Ryan Gosling being Doom.
Fuck, dude.
But it's like a 1%.
I have to hear it. I cannot imagine it. That's the problem. I just can't imagine it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm hopeful, which is weird for me. Like, I'm weirdly actually like, it might be good, but I don't know, dog. That's a weird one. That's out. That's funky.
Yeah.
That's not funky fresh. That's just funky.
Just funky.
Yeah. Just straight funk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like no bass funk.
So now the way that I would see this playing out is that Atuma's not the main villain, Namor's not the main villain, but maybe Dr. Doom has been pulling the strings this entire time. Hence his presence at the end of the movie. Now, regardless, this would be, regardless if they get Ryan Gosling or not, this would be huge. Like this would be one of the biggest reveals in the MCU
ever. Yeah. Now, let me ask you this. Why are we specifically thinking it's our boy Gosling?
Oh, yeah, no reason. That's
just okay. I didn't know if there was evidence, like someone saw him leaving the MCU, the fucking warehouse or something, or what. But
yeah, that's just been like other rumored reports going around that.
Are these the same people who are just really hopeful Harry Styles appeared in an MCU flick?
I mean, I don't think so. But if it were, then they'd probably be right because Harry Styles ended up in the MCU.
He really was, yeah.
Yeah, touche. Fuck.
But he was in that though.
Yeah, and it's like to get Dr. Doom. I mean, so here's the thing: like we know that in what year, 2025, we're getting the Secret Wars movie, and if you're gonna do Secret Wars, it stands to believe that you're probably going to need a Dr. Doom. I mean, he's involved in like 3 out of the 4 Secret War stories. So you're going to need Doom. And to go ahead and introduce him here, I mean, first of all, that would set up potentially a Fantastic Four. They decide to put him there. That sets up a Black Panther 3 if they want to do the Doom War storyline. I mean, it sets him up for a lot.
So, okay, let's look at the continued evidences like this. Mm-hmm. Marvel, as we know in the past, and this is me thinking strategically, this is me laying cards on the table, right? Marvel in the past has recognized and heard the internet and the people's cries and said, okay, this is a big-ass moment. We cannot fuck this up. This absolutely has to be a major hit on the silver screen. And that's, for them, majority of their history has played out really well. And they played into it super fucking artfully, and they did it very carefully and had actual good writers on board and not just fucking, hey, you can go write the Eternals. That's cool. We don't give a fuck about that. Oh, you're doing No Way Home? Fuck yeah, you are not. Let's get you over here. We like you. Yes, So these big plays they've cared about, and these big plays that they've really said, okay, we're going to take this seriously. This is not a coasting situation, to steal your words from earlier. They know Dr. Doom has been fucked in years past. They know that he has not had a good representation on screen, no matter what. It's been bad anytime we've seen him. Yeah. Reflect on your own memories there.
That goes for the entire Fantastic Four, like the whole franchise.
Yeah.
So that being said, I would like to think, and this is me again extending the non-logical part of that, aka the hopeful part of that, I would like to think that because of their history with these big play moments, that they would say, okay, we are carefully and perfectly going to handle Dr. Doom here. We cannot fuck this up, even in a cutscene, because this is what people are going to look forward to later, i.e. in preparation for Secret Wars. That being said, someone had to throw out Ryan Gosling, and someone had to say yes.
That's true. I mean,
yeah. Someone at the table said, "What about that guy?" And someone else said, "Oh."
Well, he had to have auditioned too. I mean, they would had to have put him in like at least some sort of suit and had him.
Yes, exactly. They had to get him to play. And admittedly, Dr. Doom, underneath the ugly ass metal ass face, he's got a human face, you know. And it was enough of a face to pull for fucking Wasp. Who was it?
Oh yeah, he did. He pulled Wasp.
Yeah, he pulled Wasp.
She fuckboyed him though. Like she played his ass like a fiddle.
Oh yeah. She got some of that.
Yeah, say what you want about the MCU as of late, but like the problem with the MCU has never been casting. Like the casting has always been on point. Right. There's one or two little hiccups in there. Carol, damn it. But other than that, the casting has always been incredible. Right. So if it is Ryan Gosling, I will do my best.
I will take that whole pill and say, all right, make me cut a tonic. Let's watch it.
If I could say this, here I think would be like the safe thing to do. You do with Dr. Doom, what you did with Thanos. Our first time seeing Thanos was just a fucking CG model. Yeah. It wasn't Josh Brolin. No. Not the first time. Yeah. We didn't get him until Guardians. So maybe they could literally just show depending on what they're doing, just show a CG rendering of Doom sitting on his throne. Yeah. Like looking on.
And Ryan Gosling just voicing him. Right. Yeah. So another thing to think about too. I just remembered this. The most recent Blade Runner. We did see him in a serious role. And it's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So there are Ryan Gosling movies that I like. I like what's it called?
Help us out, because we can't remember.
I like Blade Runner. I like Driver. You guys I thought that was a very cool movie.
I didn't remember it.
Gotcha.
That was mid, but all right.
We have all three opinions here. Okay, all right. I liked it. It was mid. Okay.
Oh, how about this guy? Damn it, he's married to Eva Mendes. That's got to count for something. Fuck, the man's got to have some kind of charisma. Okay, or a huge dick, one of the two.
Yeah, or both.
Or both.
I didn't know there was a difference.
He's got the charisma twitty dick.
And that's the thing, I don't hate mid. It's just
it's just mid.
Yeah. It's just like,
but on the topic of dicks though, like if the girl you fucking said, if she said, the sex was mid, like you would be like, what? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's true. I'd be like, oh, damn.
There would be two reactions back to back, and this is the same reaction Kevin Feige actually would have, so it's very relevant. I would be like, what the fuck? You coming back though?
Gosh damn.
I have vanquished Kevin.
You have vanquished Kevin. You've defeated Kevin.
And that's the exact reaction Kevin Feige would have.
Oh, shit.
Be like, you thought my movie was mid? You coming to see the next one?
Sorry, I had some pants.
Holy shit. God damn. What the fuck? Shit.
Kevin Kevin is perished.
Oh, you killed Kevin. You killed Kevin.
I sent Kevin to bed.
Oh.
My heart hurts.
Holy shit.
That was, without a doubt, to my memory, the funniest shit I've ever heard on this show. Caleb, I submit an award to you. Bro. Give me some
shit.
fucking love,
To that again.
God damn.
Oh man.
Fuck, man. That cat me so fucking good. I accidentally hit the pans. That was that noise, by the way. I'm so sorry. That was loud,
shit.
but fuck, man. You ain't wrong.
Kevin Feige's like, so that Black Panther was mid. You coming back though?
In Kevin Feige's case, it's like, you fucked her good enough so many times for the past 12 years that she's like, you know what, the past year, but still, I think that we can recapture what you had.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know what happened with that in game dick, but it was like that was like 11 out of 10. I need you to sling that dick over here,
Right?
And Kevin Feige's
That was
like,
that
you know what,
porno
man,
dick.
I'm tired. How about some Doctor Strange?
I need
too?
some orange
Right.
juice or something.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
he's like, I call this one She-Hulk. I'm just gonna lay back and let you do all that.
You get on top. There you go.
God damn.
Fuck, dude.
And she's like, yeah, that was terrible in the middle, but it was great at the end.
Bro.
Oh.
That got me so fucking good. I need a cigarette. I don't even smoke. Okay. Whew, headphones back on.
So now that we've turned the entire MCU into a fucking reference.
It really
We
did.
turned the whole MCU to a dick joke.
It did. But the problem was, it worked.
Holy shit.
Oh, dude. Caleb, again, give me another one, bro.
Oh
Give me
my gosh.
Fucking another one.
All right, so
That got me. Legit. Holy fuck.
wow. All right,
I do need to go to bed. That hurt.
homies, we are composed. We are professionals. We are back.
One of those is true.
Yeah, we're back. That's the truth.
That's the true one. Exactly. I am uncomposed.
Oh,
Better than being decomposed.
This is true. This is true.
God damn it.
That could have been either one.
It could have been either one. It could have been either one. You're right.
Yeah.
This is Zombie Kevin.
Yeah.
That's who came back to the show.
Oh shit.
You got
Okay.
any more special rumors that might become spoilers?
Yeah, like we went off on the one. Because
Yeah.
Doctor Doom, that's a big deal.
Yeah, that's
deal.
definitely the biggest one that I
We
had.
went from
there.
Doctor Doom to dick joke. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Dr. Dick.
Dr. Dick.
Bro, I'm not even your DM. Inspiration.
You just get it.
You just get it.
So
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
admittedly, like that was the only big thing that I've heard
okay,
concerning
okay,
this
okay.
movie.
And it's big enough.
Yeah. That's a big deal.
Yeah. That big dick doom deal. God damn.
They call me Vic the Dick Dude. Like, did they call you that because you got a big dick? He's like, no, because I'm an asshole.
He's an asshole.
It's a self-given nickname.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. Do we have anything else about Doom before we wrap it? Like, is there anything that you guys would like to see Doom do in a cameo here in this movie?
I mean,
I don't know. I mean, I don't really need to see him do a lot. Because we didn't need to see Thanos do a lot either. We just need to see him be menacing and powerful. Yeah. So, set us up. That's all I need.
it would be crazy if, like, they do something where, like, Namor is, like, in Wakanda or whatever, and Doom just, like, does some shit to, like, raise, like, fucking Atlantis to the ground, like, in the end credit scene. Like, just come in with a fucking bang, like,
Right.
doing some, like, ridiculous shit. Like,
Yeah.
something like that. I just don't want it to be, like, I think if it's, like, the phase one kind of Thanos, like, I'm a big evil guy thing, I think it'll come off as cheesy now. If they do something like that, it can't be like, dun, dun, dun.
Right.
Right.
It's gotta be something that fits the character and has a little more substance. Because with Thanos, like, just him appearing is such a monumental thing, and Doom is the same way.
Well, technically, this is a war of nations, and, our boy Doom happens to be a leader of another nation.
And guess what? He also really, really wants vibranium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I could see that kind of playing into it.
I always felt like they teased with Doom, and even though they didn't have the rights at the time, I felt like they teased Doom and played with the idea during Civil War. Like them being in Eastern Europe and like these vague countries.
Yeah, Sokovia. And
Yeah, and I'm like, I feel like you're so close to Latveria.
Yeah.
But,
They're actually bordering. Yeah, Latveria was a little north. Yeah.
What if they did something where at the end of the movie, like, they're, like, welcoming, like, they do, like, something United Nations, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, we want to welcome our 2 newest, like, member states, and it's, like, Wakanda and Latveria. They pan over to, like, the little official-ass table, and he's just sitting there, and that's it. You just get nothing.
Okay, that made me laugh because I'm picturing like all these, white men in suits, and then there's just the guy in the green tunic and a fucking metal face mask.
Right. Actually, he's not at the table. He comes in after the announcement. He's like, "This is all the time I have for you." Yeah.
What about this right here? Because what
Tears
if,
up the Sokovia Accords.
What if throughout the movie, okay, in the background we see not a green cloak but like a fucking brown cloak, just something that blends in, okay?
Okay.
And at the end of the movie, when we're getting the resolution, we find out that Namor has been given like false information, okay, and that like the miscommunication has really been what's led to this war breaking out here.
Okay.
And then he goes, and then like Shuri or Ramonda would say like, well, who told you that? Where'd you get that from? He goes, it was one of your own. As a matter of fact, it was that one right there. And we point over to this fucking figure who's been in the background this whole time, this brown cloak figure. Fucking Namor, being who he is, stabs him with the trident.
Yeah.
Cloak comes down, mask comes off. It's a fucking Doombot.
Yeah. I was actually thinking something similar. Like Atuma being the right-hand man, maybe. The guy who's like trying his bestest to help out with our boy Namor and his kingdom. Atuma has been having sweet little nothings whispered into his ear by the usurper himself, aka Dr. Doom, Yeah. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be creative.
Yeah. There's a lot of ways they could go with this, but...
And they don't discover until the end of the movie when, like, Namor's got him up by the collar. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, who... He can't say fuck. Yeah. But what are you doing? Like, who's feeding you this information? And, we don't get anything except, like, as the guy's, like, about to pass out or die or whatever the fuck they do. Like, and they can't say Victor Von Doom. I don't know. I'm reaching as
listen,
fuck.
Listen, as long as it is better than Blade at the end of the Eternals.
Oh my god, the worst cameo in the history of cameos.
Yeah,
they just want us all to be so familiar with Marshall Ali's voice.
Yep.
It's like, and I've seen a lot of shit with him in it. I fucking didn't know till the internet told me.
Right. Yeah. And I was like, the fuck.
Right.
Why would you not at least like show him in the suit?
Yeah.
Or at the very least, you just pan over to like the shades.
Right.
Like maybe you set the shades down on the table or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
But
like
no.
shades down, black leathered gloves.
Yeah.
Just like whatever he said.
And if that doesn't give it away, you like maybe see the hilt of a fucking sword,
that
on
cool
the
ass
side.
like fucking trick sword.
Right.
Yeah.
That fuck you up sword.
Yeah. As they're talking about the other sword, what was the one? The all black?
Excalibur.
Excalibur.
Oh shit! If they had all black,
If they had all, that's fair. That'd be a different movie. Yeah.
yeah.
Good shit.
But no, I'm excited, and again, I'm glad I put this in like the rumor section because it's like I would hate to get people's hopes up being like Doom's gonna be in this movie and then he's not.
Yeah. Again, just to reiterate to the homies still listening, we have no idea.
We have no idea.
We're getting the same information you guys are.
Right. No insider information.
I really love like how little has leaked out about this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, as of us recording this, we have 5 days until it comes out, and I am super hyped because of the lack of information.
Yeah.
Which is how I prefer it to be. No Age of Ultron where like they put out the fucking Hulk and
Hulkbuster.
Hulkbuster fight, like the whole fight on the internet. Like
right. How did that? Why did they? So many questions.
That wasn't even a leak. They put that shit out on purpose.
Yeah.
They were like, "Look, this movie has cool shit in it." It's like
we were gonna go see it anyway. We promise.
You made $1 billion on the last one. You just weren't going to show up to see this one.
Yeah, you got fucking Ultron in this one. Of course, we're gonna go see it. Oh man. All right, guys. You guys have anything else about Black Panther 2, Namor, The War, Riri, anything?
I'm good. We're working on exceeding the movie's runtime here. So.
We are. Exactly. That's what we do here. We're good at that.
We are good.
But all right, that would be all for now. Man, Caleb, brother, thank you again for joining us for this preview, man.
Oh, always a pleasure, man. Yeah. Always. I'm always glad to be back. So.
Yeah, this has been an amazing experience. This has been an Evolve review. No, just kidding.
Wrong show.
Wrong show.
Don't be stealing my catchphrase. I'm going to come out with a comic news episode.
Oh, shit.
I know. I'm even going to have Kevin pop in.
I know, right?
All right. Well, that will be all for this one. But homies, thank you guys again for listening. Again, if you guys have any kind of questions, comments, gifts, threats, food, supplies, or anything of the like, feel free to hit us up at superherohomies@gmail.com or any of our social media outlets. We're always active, live, and listening. And as always, those 5-star reviews really do help out. Notice I said 5 stars, not 4, not 3.5, but 5. All right, that will be all for now. But thank you guys again for listening in. And also, please, if you have not already done so, be sure to check out an Evolved review. That is an amazing fucking podcast. That's why we have Caleb on. Not because we like him, but because his podcast is really cool.
Hell,
I'll take it.
But that's going to be all for this one, homie. So until next time, my name is Superhero Homie Q.
I am Superhero Homie Kevin.
And I'm Superhero Homie Caleb.